Because, was it Rocket League, is the worst game ever to play without a controller.
Yeah. The first time I got a different one, someone told me I had to buy a Steel X series for the computer. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was garbage. I picked up a fucking $20 glow in the dark Xbox, worked like a charm. Fucking GameStop employees.
XCOM just announced something for the PC gaming show.
Really? I watched that the last couple of years, but I was never really impressed with it. So.
I've heard it's terrible, but
yeah, it's not very good.
I enjoyed XCOM 2 a bit.
Yeah, the game's fucking hard though. I just I get my ass kicked, and eventually I'm like, well, I'm gonna go not play this anymore. Done. All right, we ready to go? Bill, do you have the Google Doc?
Yeah, I will in a second.
Okay.
Real war begins.
I need to get a new mouse, man. I keep just double or triple clicking.
I just had to get rid of my Razer Death Adder Chroma because the middle mouse button stopped working. It's fucking annoying.
I had to get rid of my Razer, 2 Razers, because the right click started to double click.
That's what mine's doing right now.
Wonderful. That's a good mouse, but if they fucking break all the time. I have a Steel Series that I got rid of to get the Death Adder that I just pulled out of a box and it works fine. So who knows?
I just destroy all mine with playing Diablo 3. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, Diablo fucked one of my Death Adders. It stopped clicking when I clicked the button, and that's really frustrating. So I got rid of it.
Yeah, I think it was Dota and Diablo that killed my first Death Adder lasted 5 years though, and then I went through 2 different Razer mouses in 2.5 years. So I just stopped buying Razer.
Yeah, I like Death Adder too because they're bigger, and I have big hands. I don't have tiny Trump hands, so
yeah,
I need something that's bigger.
That was so funny.
I use the Logitech Proteus now, which is, or I can't say, something.
Going down the line, we don't have any. Oh, Bethesda finally added Wolfenstein.
They announced it last year. These are kind of.
There was a little hint at it last year, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And supposedly some voice actor linked that she was going to be saying something somewhere that she might be working on it. So.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm recording, so let's get into it. Introductions. I'm Scott. This is our second podcast, even though our first was 4 years ago. And
Hooray!
one of the people that was there is no longer on the podcast because he doesn't really play games anymore. So,
Adulting.
who's next? We're going around?
I'm Bill. I play video games, and that's really it. No. Yeah, I'm all over the place. Social media. Just.
Bill and I have known each other for literally years. I don't know, since 2007, I think. We bonded over being drunk and arguing about Final Fantasy one night, and now we podcast.
Was it 4 hours?
Yeah. The sun came up, and we were drinking beer, arguing about Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 6. So.
Yes.
Dusty.
Okay, well, I'm Dustin. I am new here. I play lots of games, mainly Overwatch, and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds right now. Really into the stupid competitive multiplayer games. I know Scott because I was a jerk to him playing Dota for 6 months.
Dota together. You made really bad decisions, made me quit games, but
wow.
We're still friends.
See, this is why you can't talk me into it.
You just don't be under me. I was also a guild leader at one point, and I yelled someone at my guild, and I kicked out my best friend. I should not have power. Don't give me power, and we should all be good.
See, you can't get me to play Dota. You're gonna ruin friendships.
It ruins
this way.
lives, man. It's really bad. I have 12,000 hours in that game. Not 12,000, 1,200, and every time I look at it, I'm like, man, I should play that again. Then I play a game, and I'm like, fuck this game, and I quit playing it again.
Yeah, I'm at 2,500, and I haven't played since, I don't know, probably, 6 months ago. No, probably a year or more now.
They just released, not single player, but a co-op campaign today. So, thinking about re-downloading it. Even as bad as an idea as that is, I want to see what Valve hasn't put out anything single player in fucking years. So, it's probably good. Even though all the writers left because they don't fucking make games anymore. But I mean, it's probably alright.
Wasn't there a Portal VR test demo or something like that?
There was, yeah. It's half the reason I want to get a VR headset because Portal is good. But I don't want to spend $800 on a headset to play a demo.
I thought about it. Those tax incomes, ooh, I can spend it on a VR.
Yeah, I literally got my tax refund back, and I was looking at the page, I can just do this right now. I mean, I'd be broke as fuck, but
right. Fuck it, I didn't even have it. I had $800 for 1 second.
Yeah, I decided to go to NakaCon instead. So. I had fun there, so I think I made a good decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing nerdy Toku things.
Yeah. I went to a Japanese punk concert. It was really weird. It was really weird. People were rocking out. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. Whatever. I'm gonna go get a drink.
It'll be better than that one concert we were at, that fucking Nebraska.
Oh yeah, that was awful. That was really bad.
Should have bought her CD.
I think she was back last year. We didn't go see her though.
Yeah.
Alright.
So,
what have we been playing? Who wants to go first?
Should we do an introduction over the name, or are we still up in the air on that one?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is Completely Disconnected, because you and I talked about calling it Disconnected back in the day, but that is taken. And then Disconnected Gamers, also taken. So, I mean, just add some words onto that until it fits, I guess. I don't know. I was Googling it before this, and that seems to not be taken. So, Completely Disconnected? I mean, even on my Twitch channel right now, it says Completely Disconnected pending. So, who really knows? We'll figure it out.
We'll just get some beer, and we'll just throw a lot of words together.
Basically, yeah, we'll get drunk and figure out something stupid.
But, all right, I'll go first. I was talking about this earlier. I accidentally was drinking, and I accidentally paid for a subscription to PS Now. So I decided I might as well use this thing. So I went back and started playing some of the old shit. like Beyond. Oh my god, I know I didn't buy that. But yeah, that's kind of jumping around. Other than that, I've been playing the shit out of Tekken, and I think I'm really good at it. And then I got online,
Yep.
and I got my shit kicked in, and like it's like my my rank hasn't won anything. I'm up against a guy who won 102. Yeah, that's a good matchmaker right
Yeah,
there.
I don't know why matchmaking is so bad in fighting games. I used to rage so hard on Street Fighter V because I'm terrible at fighting games, but there are other people that are as bad as me. Like there has to be, but that's how it works.
We can play
online and just get
together.
fucking wrecked.
How do I connect to somebody else? I want to know I can beat somebody.
Yeah, Scott, you can come play against
To a
me,
toddler?
and we'll win. I'm worse. It's good. It's fine.
Oh, that's been it's pretty calm week. Oh, also I picked up another. I don't even know how to say it. It's that damn Alchemist game. It was on sale. I was drunk and I played it for a minute. It was actually kind of fun. Some Altair game.
Alchemist
Yeah.
game?
Yeah, it's a JRPG. It's called something Altair of a Crimson Sky.
Oh.
Or Dusky Sky.
Atlier or something?
Atlier, yeah. I can't say it. It's just
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I
I've
thought it
never
was
played
just. It was the only one that had a male character in it, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll check it out. And it's kind of charming, you know. It's a real fun system. You can.
Like the battle system?
The battle system's okay, but like the crafting, which is the whole alchemy and what it's about, it's really you just build things, and like the higher level you get, the more in depth you can get into it. And everything's like generation, so you can use this item to craft another item, and then it just keeps going.
Right.
But I thought it was just kind of a fun, charming little game that has all the Japanese tropes of a JRPG with it.
Yeah. Japanese tropes. I guess I will go next. I haven't really been playing much. Tekken is like my end of the night game because it's there and I can get through matches pretty quickly. The story isn't that in depth,
The
so
story's
I don't really have to pay
awesome.
that much attention to it. It's really dumb, but it's fun. And what I've mostly been playing is Final Fantasy XIV. I've been playing the shit out of that game because Stormblood is coming out in like 2 weeks. No, actually a week. And I'm pretty psyched for that. I've been playing a lot of PvP because that seems to be the way to gear up very quickly because you have to get through the main story quest to get to the new content and the new expansion, which I haven't done yet because I didn't have the gear. So I'm doing PvP every day to get the marks or whatever they call them in order to buy the gear. I just got to where I need to be for the rest of the storyline, so I'm actually going to do that now. Other than that, I was playing Luigi's Mansion a little bit, the one on 3DS. That game's rad. I feel like it was kind of overlooked because who gives a fuck about Luigi? But it's actually really, really good. It's weird. You don't like jump on things. You use a vacuum to capture ghosts. It's like Ghostbusters, except like good Ghostbusters, not shitty new Ghostbusters. So, yeah, it's pretty good. I like that game. Dusty?
Well, I am a whore for digital goods and Overwatch, so I've been playing a lot of that because of the stupid anniversary event.
Playing a lot of opening boxes.
Yeah, I mean, I spend money on those boxes because it's what had kicked my Dota habit. Now I'm just like, well, it's only every few months. I think this next year, now that they said no more events, no more new events, I'll be able to stem that and be less dumb with my money. Otherwise, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, I've been enjoying that.
I need to get back into that. That game is super fun and it's really intense, but I'm usually tired after work, and I don't feel like putting myself in an incredibly stressful situation.
Oh yeah, we had a situation where we were stuck in a building with like a whole squad looking around for us, and one of our squad mates DC'd, and I was about to have a heart attack the whole time. They found him stuck DC'd in a gym and shot him. They're like, oh, that must have been the guy we heard, and they left. And I was like, oh, thank God, because my heart will burst. This moment goes on any longer.
Right? Dude, it's really intense. It really is. Because, like, if someone sees you before you see them, like, you're pretty much dead, especially in close quarters.
And if you're bad, like there's a lot of people
Yeah,
that are really good at aiming because it's like the Arma style combat. There's really bad bullet drop. You have to like zero in your guns and stuff to actually hit from super far away. Other people can do that. I'm like, I don't know how to tell if they're 200 meters or 100 meters away on this digital screen.
Right? Did these bullets fire like Mega Man, or do they just keep going? Just like Doom? Do I just have to look in their direction?
So it's like super Arma based.
Yeah.
Is it as complicated? Like you gotta hit F, like your front pocket to find.
No. Thankfully, it's just tab to get to your inventory. I mean, it still has a lot of the kind of the armor controls of Z, X, C, all that stuff to like crouch, prone.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's basically just a better version of H1Z1's King of the Hill.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the guy that made H1Z1 basically. Like, he got called in to make that game, and then afterwards he was like, yo, I can make that game but better and be the owner. That's Player Unknown. Like, literally, that's where the title comes from. Player Unknown is the guy that made the game. So.
Yeah, so that's good. I recommend it. It's fun, especially if you get into a group with other people, or just even like duos are really good. But like, I found out from it that I already knew from horror games that I only get into like an hour into for every single one I own. That I'm a giant wimp.
Yep.
It's really proven more by this.
Listen, the only way I got through Resident Evil 7, like, well, I'm gonna play this game, I better go pick up a 6-pack, because, like, it's too intense and I can't handle it if I'm completely sober. I can't do it. I need, like...
I actually just bought it.
Did you? It's really good.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through with it, and then I think I, like, had a bad night, and I just stopped streaming after that, and then I never got back around to it, because, like I said, these stupid loot horde things for Overwatch. But otherwise, I've been playing a lot of if I'm not playing on my computer, I've been playing the new Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia, and that's only the second Fire Emblem I beat Awakening like probably 2 months ago for the first time.
Same here. That was a really good game. Like, I haven't played a Fire Emblem game like ever, and that's the first one I played.
Awakening's really good. Also, 8-4 did the localization for that. Shout out to 8-4.
The Shadows of Valentia, I am enjoying, I think, more. I like the characters slightly better. I think the music's pretty... I enjoy the music. The Fire Emblem music, I think it's always pretty good, but I enjoy this one slightly better. The pairing mechanics are gone. Really, it's kind of a step back in mechanics because it goes since they, brought back... I don't know which one it was. It's like second or third or something like that. But, like, weapon triangle's gone. Pairing's gone. There's still support conversations, but there's no... Here, basically, this first phase is all to breed out your children for the future. There's none of that.
Yeah, that game was originally Fire Emblem Gaiden, and it was back when, if you remember, Nintendo they would make a game, and then their second game would be completely different, like Super Mario Bros. 2. It was actually Doki Doki Panic, but it was during that era, so they were making sequels that were completely fucking different, and that's what Fire Emblem Gaiden was, and that's what Shadows of Valentia is. That's why it's completely different.
Yeah, if you enjoyed the Fire Emblem games, I'd pick it up at some point. I like the animations are better. I think the story's better than Awakening. Like I said, you're losing some of the stuff, but overall, it feels the same because it's on the newer gen.
It might be better.
I'm enjoying it.
Does it still have the cutscenes, like the Awakening cutscenes?
I think they're more like anime looking in this one for the ones they do have. Also, the one other thing that's different, it's not like a mechanic wise, but a lot more characters have voice acting. I think almost everyone, but like random villagers have voice acting.
Weird.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what we've been playing. Alright, let's this whole podcast is probably going to run a little long because we're going to go through each of the big E3 conferences and kind of talk about what we're expecting to see, what we know about, and then probably what we hope to see but won't because companies don't like money.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I wrote it down here in kind of chronological order. So we're starting with EA. We will end with Square Enix because I believe that they're the last conference. I saw that you put Activision on here. They don't actually have a conference, but we'll talk.
Yeah, that's why I threw it at the bottom, just because,
Right.
yeah, they have several games that should be coming out that I imagine will get shown somewhere, but I have no idea where they'd be talked about.
Right. So, start with EA. Let's go around and each talk about what we expect to see, like speculation. We can just kind of have an open discussion about it, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably easier because EA, I really just think Battlefront would be kind of the most
Battlefront.
anticipated.
I'm assuming the Amy Hennig, the writer of Uncharted, she has a Star Wars game coming out through those guys. She's working with Visceral. I hope we see something from that because she's a good writer, and Visceral has really good gameplay mechanics, so I feel like that's going to be good, as long as you like Star Wars, obviously. And it's probably going to be a character-driven Uncharted-style game, but I think we'll probably see something from that. At least I hope so.
Star Wars.
And Respawn is also working on a third-person Star Wars game. I don't know if we'll see that because they just put out Titanfall last year, and they probably just moved dev over to the Star Wars game. They might mention it. They might show screenshots or something, but I doubt we'll see any actual gameplay from it.
I bet they might have a new FIFA coming out this year.
I'm sure they will spend
with
far
some
too
management,
much time on fucking sports games, and we're gonna be like, well, I wish I could fast forward this because I don't care.
You are now the manager of a sports team. You will pick all the new top players from high schools.
Right. They'll have some sports personality come out and talk. It's going to be really fucking awkward. And then they're going to move on and get to actual games again.
They won't actually. You'll see maybe a couple seconds of the gameplay, but it'll be all some story-driven bullshit. Cool. But,
right. They like what they're doing with Need for Speed Payback, where it's like, hey guys, it's a Fast and Furious game, except not. But seriously, it
Why?
is. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for Payback?
I have not.
It's Fast and Furious, the video game.
Nice.
Well, I mean, they've already done that in the distant past. I mean, now I feel like that's more of a return, because those are the last Need for Speed games I played. Why can't I remember the name? I had one of them on the PSP.
Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted.
Yeah.
No, before that, the actual street racing.
The Run.
Oh,
the street racing. Underground.
Yes, Underground. Yeah.
I do.
Those games are rad. I had it on PSP. I remember I used to play that shit all the time.
So, I mean, that's what I guess the issue also when we talk about Fast and Furious. I have not seen any Fast and the Furious after Tokyo Drift.
I've seen the
that's
first
so
one.
bad.
That's the only Fast and Furious I've ever watched, ever.
So I'm more on the, I mean, there's some action stuff in there, but I mean, it's kind of about street racing, whereas I know now they're completely action. So that's why when you said street, I automatically go to Underground, which it kind of looks somewhat, I mean, I have the trailer, playing silently here, and some of it kind of looks like Underground, because it does look like there's going to be more customization. We need neon lights on everything, because that's really important, at least for me, to get to Underground.
That car's not fast unless it has neons, alright? I don't give a shit what's under the hood. It better have fucking neons.
Jetta, it needs a spoiler and neons and,
giant
engine.
spoilers.
Screw it.
Has to have.
We don't need that.
Giant spoilers, bigger than the car.
Oh.
Yeah, sports games. They're going to talk about FIFA, we were talking about, but they have a different FIFA for the Switch. I'm kind of curious about that. I would never play that fucking game, but I want to see what the difference is and why they've chosen to make a different SKU for the Switch. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, unless it's. I don't think the Switch is underpowered enough, to have a dev team go out and make a completely different game for just that console. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was wondering about that too. I was kind of thinking though, I mean, with the PS4 Pro, the Xbox S, and eventually the Scorpio, maybe they are designing to be closer to high end, and then the Switch would fall behind again. I mean, we still really don't have many good third-party games we've heard. I mean, we have plenty of cool indie games coming to Switch. I love it for that, especially because I'll never play them on my computer. I'll play them in the car when my wife's driving.
Right.
But actual third-party games that will be coming to Xbox One, PS4, I really don't know that many that are impressive.
Yeah, I can't really think of any. You don't buy Nintendo consoles for 30
Yeah.
days. Like they haven't done that since Super Nintendo. You know, Nintendo 64 was the start of like first party mainly on their consoles. So
They tried on the Wii U, just no one had one. I mean,
yeah, it was really.
Darksiders 2, that wasn't that long ago.
There
I
was
remember.
Mass Effect 3 2 years after the fact, and people are like, "Why the fuck would I buy this? I already played that game."
Arkham City with the stupid gloves, or Origins, I can't remember. Yeah, or it must have been Origins with the electric gloves.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Call of Duty at the beginning as well.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, it was Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're playing multiplayer games, that like I don't know, I'm not playing Call of Duty at all, but I'm certainly not gonna go play it on my Nintendo console. Like that's an Xbox, PS4.
Yeah.
Right. I would rather. I played Nintendo or Wii U or like I don't have a Switch yet, but I just can't imagine playing a shooter on it for any good reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play Splatoon. That's a shooter, but that's a Nintendo owned game. You know, if I'm gonna play a shooter like Titanfall, I got that on Xbox One.
Right.
EA games. I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm just.
I mean, I think
that
we're gonna.
excited about EA.
I assume we're gonna spend the whole time talking about the fact Star Wars Battlefront 2 has a campaign this time.
Yes.
Hopefully it's good. Who knows? I mean, DICE made Battlefield 1, and that campaign was good. This one is similar in style. It's over a large period of time following the same person, or maybe the same group of people. So.
Or many different groups.
Yeah, I think you're the bad guys. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the thing.
Stormtrooper, not a stormtrooper, but like the SS of the stormtroopers, I guess. I don't know. You're one of the like elite stormtroopers.
I just really hope it's good because the engine they use is so amazing. I want it to be in a good game I want to play.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best looking games ever made. That game is fucking amazing looking.
And it plays so smoothly. Like I was getting I was getting probably 100 frames per second on close to ultra settings with 970 and like a 7-year-old CPU. And I mean, that's amazing, especially with how badly everyone else can get their crap to run. They're good at they have a good engine and they can optimize it. Now, just get the good game into there.
Yeah, get a good game that you didn't throw out because there's a new Star Wars game coming out. I mean, that's what came out last time. Like, the reason we got not the original Battlefront, but the first one in this series, was because we were getting Star Wars for the first time in years that year, and they were like, yo, get this shit out the fucking door so we can capitalize, bro. And they did, and they had to cut a lot of content in order to do that.
What was that? Yeah, I remember when they were doing that. What was that fucking game where you're the Darth Vader's
Force Unleashed.
apprentice? Yeah. They did that like right after the release of another one, and oh man, the jumping on that game was terrible. It was kind of fun.
There was platforming in that game, and it felt so bad. Like you had force powers, and they were all right, but the aiming and stuff in that game was just really bad. So I've never finished that game. I've played it multiple times. I've never been able to.
Oh, I have. It's also terrible on PC uncompressed. It's like a 42 gigabyte game, and it takes like 10 hours to beat.
I loaded that shit up not too long ago on PC, and it opens up like a window like a fucking 90s game, like giving you the settings and stuff before the game actually runs. It's pretty bad.
So, I mean, other than that, I mean, I assume what we'll probably hear, just guessing, is just random DLC crap for Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1.
Yeah,
I mean,
Battlefield 1.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
DLC.
definitely.
And probably, I mean, they've been trying to do those indie games on EA, or a little close to indie, like Unravel, kind of Plants vs. Zombies, I guess, having it on there. But I mean,
like
probably,
games,
yeah, some smaller game. Hopefully, as long as it, I mean, Unravel, I never played it, but I thought it looked really cool. So if they have something like that, I might actually pick it up. And that's something that could also appear on the Switch if they, if EA is willing to put a game on the Switch that isn't a sports game.
I feel like they're testing the waters with FIFA to see if people are actually like gonna buy their games if they're on the Switch. That's what Ubisoft did with the Wii U as well. Of course, EA did too, but they put out games that were like 2-3 years old, and they're like, "Oh, it didn't sell. Fuck it." Which nothing really sold on the Wii U, so who knows? All right, I don't really have much else to say about EA. We know what they put out, and I think that's
new Madden, new FIFA, new.
It's sports games, Star Wars, it's Battlefield, Battlefront.
I guess I'm kind of looking forward to another racing game. I mean, I really do.
Need for Speed.
I've
always liked that series. I used to play it back in the day. On PlayStation 1, I played the shit out of Hot Pursuit. I used to just run around messing with the cops all day. It was super fun. But I don't know. Yeah. Racing games don't really hold my attention much anymore. I got Forza Horizon 3 last year and played it for a while and just kind of stopped. I don't know. You just drive around in circles in a car. It's not that fun to me. Of course, I play Mario Kart all the time, so who the fuck knows?
I grabbed Fast RMX for the Switch because it was one of the few games out, and it was decent enough for a $20 game if I played it with someone else. But yeah, I feel the same way. It's just kind of, especially Fast RMX really has that issue of every map. It looks very clean and sterile, I want to say.
Right, yes.
And then the maps look the same, and it's hard to play.
Yeah, people were touting that as like, hey, if you want a new game for your Wii or for your Switch rather, you should get this. I'm like, yeah, that's a racing game, and Mario Kart's coming out in like 2 weeks, so I'd rather not.
Yeah.
All right, Microsoft.
I feel like I want to know if we're even going to spend more than like 5 minutes on game.
Yeah, fucking Microsoft. 343 a few weeks ago came out and publicly said we will not be showing Halo at E3 this year. And then today, I linked Dusty the link, and I don't think I linked it to Bill, but there was a leak in a retailer that says something about Halo Gravemind. Bill, do you remember the Gravemind from Halo 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, they have this brand new story that, like, the Flood isn't there anymore, nothing's going on with it, that they're completely forgotten. We have the new race that is I don't even remember what they're named. They don't matter, okay? And all of a sudden they're bringing the Flood back. So what is Halo Gravemind? Like, is that going to be all 3 races now? Or are we going to... Is it like a side story with an ODST, like, that found the Flood in some other part of the universe, you know? Or is that even real? Who fucking knows? It was like a single leak from a retailer. We don't really know if that's a legitimate thing or not.
Yeah, I couldn't even, like... I just can't fathom it. Like, all right, the Gravemind was such like an obscure reference in Halo that you just kind of bypass it as you're going. So...
Yeah, he killed Sergeant Johnson. That's the only thing that happened. Like, his whole plot point was to kill one of your friends, and that's it. He was the head of the Flood. I don't know. It wasn't really a big character, you know.
I don't know. I would probably, if they do a side story that does not involve Master Chief, because, I've played Halo 1 through 3, Master Chief story's done as far as I care. So I would love to see something different where they do their own thing related to the lore instead of, I finally bought Halo 4 because I got it for like $3 at GameStop. So I will play it eventually, but I have not cared about Halo since Reach. And I think there's no way, after playing Reach's ending, I still think about that one occasionally.
Right?
Reach is I think that's the best Halo, legitimately. I think I had more fun in that multiplayer than I did any other multiplayer. I probably played more of Halo 3, but I enjoyed Halo Reach more. My big thing, I used to go to big team battle, I'd get armor lock, and then I would taunt vehicles to hit me, and before they hit me, I would armor lock and blow them up and feel like a badass. That game was rad.
See, I never played I didn't like the power-ups that much, so I didn't really play the multiplayer that much, but, I played you know, it was probably what? It's the last one with couch co-op, isn't it? I mean, it's 4
Yeah.
I played it on Legendary with a friend at my house, and you know, the ending when you just kind of have to fight till you die is probably one of my most memorable moments in any sort of co-op game, especially when my friend died and it's still going on and he doesn't get a respawn time, and we're like, oh, what the hell is happening now? And yeah.
That happened to Scott and who was it, Tom?
Tom, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're like, what the fuck? These are just not ending.
And then your visor starts to break, and you're
Crack,
like,
and
I'm
shit.
gonna die. Like, this is not end well. This doesn't end well for me.
Such a feel like there's like, oh shit. You're so immersed at that point. You're like, oh my god, I'm probably not gonna get out of this. And then you die. You're like, well, that was something else. Holy shit.
Yeah, that ending for me, like I always hear people talking about the suicide ending for Mass Effect, which is massive for me because I probably have total of 200, 300 hours in Mass Effect 1 through 3, maybe more. So I played the first one like 10 times, 100%, and that's awful. But to me, I never hear Halo Reach's ending brought up to me, but I get the same feeling from Halo Reach's ending as the whole Mass Effect suicide mission, which I think is impressive for any sort of game.
But it's back when Bungie actually wrote stories instead of Grimoire cards, so.
Yep. Your app on the App Store, not in the game.
Yeah, give me a fucking link to go read the story of your fucking game. How about you just write the fucking story and put it in the game? Fucking assholes. All right.
Final Fantasy, take that.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves. Well, we'll see more of that. I have been in the alpha for that game for about 6 months. They run it on like a European time. I have never been able to play that ever because it runs at such odd times for me that every time I go play it, it's like it's not running right now because it runs on like Wednesdays and Saturdays. And Wednesdays and Saturdays I work, and they run like way early in the morning. So I've never been able to play it. I want to play it, but I can't.
That game's why I got Windows 10. Like, I was like, I'm never going to get Windows 10. They're like, oh, Sea of Thieves exclusively on Windows 10 and Xbox One. I was like, well, I don't have an Xbox. I guess I'll get Windows 10 while it's free.
Yeah.
And now it's still not out. So hopefully we see something and an actual release date since they've been doing technical alpha. I mean, they had gameplay at last E3 where people got to play it. So I figured we'd be further by now, but we'll see.
If I could find a fucking time to get in the game, I would play it and tell you how it is. I'd probably break NDA, but yeah, I'm in that alpha. I just never got a chance to play it. It looks cool. I hope there's more single player stuff than just like, hey, you have to go group up with all these random people and run a ship efficiently, because that sounds like a fucking disaster.
Yeah, they're gonna have to either be willing to ban people or like I don't care as long as it's cheap. If it's a $30 game, I don't care if it's single. I'm sure I will play the hell out of it. But yeah, a game like that definitely needs moderation. Otherwise, I'm sure you'll have at least 2 to 3 people in every game of 15 just being jackasses for no reason.
Right. And it's the first game Rare has made that isn't garbage, or doesn't look like garbage, since they were with Nintendo. So, yeah. I mean, Banjo-Kazooie, nuts and bolts, by all accounts, is a decent game, but when you tell me you're making a fucking Banjo-Kazooie game, don't make it a fucking cart builder. That's not what Banjo-Kazooie is. And it's not. They made Kinect games too. Kinect Sports. Who fucking cares about that? Got Crackdown 3. I don't really know much about the Crackdown franchise, to be honest with you. I didn't play the first or second one. I heard the first one is a cult classic. I don't really know much about it, though.
You know why most people bought it, though, right?
You got the Halo 3,
the 3 beta, yep.
Yeah, that's what sold that game, but by all accounts, people that did that to get the Halo 3 beta enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
It's an open world. You're basically superpowered. I heard it's very similar to Saints Row 4 or 3, where you run around. You have to pick up orbs, and they make you more powerful. And that's kind of the gist of the game. That's the thing that gets you to come back to it, getting more powerful and finding the things that make you more powerful.
That's what I loved about that game, other than running at supersonic speed and jumping over buildings. And if that's in this game, I'll fucking play it. Simple as that. But is this
It looked
like
like there was some
structure?
destructibility.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask.
So this game was announced apparently in 2014.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. Long time.
So I don't know if they've officially said it'll be there. So I just kind of assume I'd hope, especially with
I hope so.
Scorpio coming.
They showed it that year, and they haven't said a fucking thing about it since. Like, I have no idea. We don't know what the dev cycle of that game has been. We don't know anything about it. They said that it's going to be there. They've been hinting at it, at least. But
Well, they got no other IPs, so they better get it there.
right. Gears of War came out last year. That studio's probably working on a new one, which Gears of War 4 is not very good.
Spoiler.
Yeah, that game's not.
Well, damn it, Scott! I haven't played it,
Yeah,
but I mean,
I wouldn't.
I bought it mainly to get the first 4. I was like, I want to play that one kind of. Well, I got an Xbox One, and then I looked. I'm like, I have a PC and I have a Switch. What the hell do I buy for an Xbox One if I don't care about Halo? Well,
Right.
apparently nothing other than Final Fantasy, because I bought Final Fantasy 15, and my Xbox is a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, basically. Mine has been sitting here for months. I barely turn it on.
I let my son play Plants vs. Zombies.
Yo, I see your ass online on PS4 and Xbox One playing Plants vs. Zombies constantly.
That's my kid, man.
Every time I jump online, I'm like, this motherfucker is playing Plants vs. Zombies a lot.
Dude, that is my son, and like he's 4.5, and he's amazing. Like, okay, well, he makes terrible choices, but whatever, he's coming down the road of a gamer. He doesn't want to sleep. He doesn't want to eat. He doesn't want to do anything else. He just wants to play some Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, he
They
plays
also
that game a lot.
Oh, dude, it's the best because like I'm probably the worst parent there is, but like sometimes I just need me time. Like, hey man, go downstairs, play some Plants vs. Zombies, and he's down, and I'll be upstairs playing something else, not that game.
Yeah, I've never played that game. I played the first one, the one that was like a tower defense, but I didn't play the shooter one.
It's not bad, honestly.
I heard it's pretty
a little quirky and fun. Yeah, so it's the second one that has a lot more characters, a lot more depth to it. I'm not gonna go into it. It's
That's a 2-year-old game.
It's a fucking 4-year-old game, yeah.
No, for
Well, that
your
means-
son is the perfect audience for that game.
Maybe
Well, the
we'll see
worst
another one.
The worst part, yeah, thanks, EA. The worst part about it is that like I hear the other kids in the background screaming at him, like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like little squeaker voices.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. It's like, no, there should not be chat on that game at all.
No.
Not because they're swearing at each other. Just I hate the sound of children playing. Just
That's why I care so little about the chat thing people are freaking out about with Nintendo. I don't want to chat with random people on my consoles. I just don't. I don't want to do it. So it's not going to be a factor for me. Like if Dusty and I are playing Splatoon, we'll probably just jump on Discord. I don't need to hook up my phone and like jerry or rig some cords so I can talk to him through my iPhone. Unnecessary.
Hey, that'll be like all the Nintendo accessories that you see shown, from the past that are insane.
Mhm.
You might want to just own that. That's going to be like great Reddit karma meme material 10 years from
Yeah,
now.
in 10 years it's going to be sitting alongside the Virtua Boy.
Don't worry, guys. We knew it was dumb back then, but they still did it.
It's still so shocking. Like, Nintendo, what are you doing? Like, get your shit together. It's like the new Vitality sensor. Like, why? Why are you doing this?
It's Japan, man.
Yeah. Sony is in Japan, and they're making alright decisions. They're selling fucking PS4s constantly.
Nintendo's
Nintendo's old school Japan, though. That is absolutely
that's
true.
the crazy side of Japan, which is the lovable, cute, but just what the fuck is that?
Well,
So-
Sony's also got the goal of crushing Microsoft and everywhere. I assume they're doing it here in the U.S. too, but I'm pretty sure I've heard dominating the console market in Europe.
I think
Yeah, they are.
I gotta say it's more of a since Sony is also like into other shit like more than Nintendo is all across the globe. They have more of like a global they want to dominate everything else. So they make those good choices. But I'm not saying like the pedometer and all the other shit is bad choice. It's just a little weird for our culture. So, hey, whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. Speaking of console domination, Scorpio. We are going to find out how much that thing costs, probably. That which is a big sticking point because if they want to be competitive, it has to be $400. They tried 500 before, and it fucked them. That's why they're losing in every region around the globe. And what do they do? You know, they're already losing. They're putting out a more expensive console. If it's 500, they're super fucked. Like, what are you gonna do? I can go get a PS4 Pro for what are they like 350, 400?
Yeah, about 350.
Yeah.
With games, I mean, all the PS4 Pros right now. I think most of them come with
Yeah,
a
bundle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Whereas I'm assuming the Scorpio is just going to be the console. Like, yes, it's really powerful, but if you're looking for something super powerful, I can just go get a PC, and it has the Xbox games on it with their Play Anywhere campaign, right? So why go spend $500 on that? I can go get a decent GPU for $500, throw it in my computer, and the games will run better.
Well, looking at this picture, they're still keeping in the satellite cable HDMI in. So,
Ugh.
I mean, you could use it as a cable
So
box.
unnecessary.
Yes.
Well, that's a problem too, because they don't have fucking games. Like, why do I buy your new console? You don't have any new games.
And I hope they change it because I had not played on an Xbox since the 360 several years ago, and then my dad got an Xbox S, so I got his Xbox One. That is the worst UI.
It's really fucking bad, dude. It's so bad. And their fucking their store is awful. In order to find sales on the Xbox One, I have to go to Cheap Ass Gamer, look up the sales, and then go type the games in on their store on their console. Like, there's I think they changed it recently. There's a deals, but for the last year, there was no way to just like look at the deals through the store.
Again, that's why PlayStation just fucking knocking it out of the ballpark. They have a deal like every week.
Yeah, they have weekly deals, and they have the flash sales on the third weekend of every month.
Yeah, but dude, the UI is garbage, and it went from like the Xbox 360 was a pretty sweet UI. I liked that. It was kind of
it's clean,
it's kind of weird and all over
easy to use.
But this new one, I can't even find my games at the time, man. It's fucking garbage.
It took me so long. Like, I tried to download Final Fantasy, and it's like, your hard drive's full because I got it from my dad. So it took me forever. I struggled so long, I ended up just doing a factory reset. I'm like, I don't have anything on here anyways.
That's very telling, though. It's just like, fuck off. And the installs on that thing, I don't know if the Scorpio will be better, but the install times for games on the Xbox One it's bad. I shouldn't have to wait that long to play my games.
Well, it has the same issue I was just bringing up with Star Wars Force Unleashed earlier. Like, every game, no matter what the size is, like, I understand Final Fantasy being 40 gigs downloading it. When Gears of War is also like 35, I'm like, it's a single player. I'm sure the campaign is like 8 hours, and then there's like 6 multiplayer maps. That should be like a maybe 15 gig game. Maybe?
Yeah, compress that shit. Do something.
So yeah, that's my big hope for the Scorpio. I mean, other than price, they really just clean up some of these smaller things. Like the UI would be such a good one. Like, look at the Switch UI. It's got nothing on there almost, but it makes it so clean. I love it. It's
simple, yeah.
Here's my games, and then down here is like, I can't remember what all's down there, but store, friends list, pictures, something
settings,
like that.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, and it's so easy to look at the PS3. Everything, you go slide down things and slide down. I think the PS4 is roughly the same as the PS3 UI.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, how would they... I guess they also do the Microsoft, they have the Windows Store, which it obviously shows when it comes to stuff like that, they're the same as...
Just not very good. But, the 360 was fine. I had no problems with that console.
I bought 3. I mean, they kept breaking.
Yeah, I had 4, I'm pretty sure. I had red rings, and then, like, the CD drive wouldn't work.
Every single one of mine. The CD drive
Yeah,
died.
see, this should be this should have been a warning for what was actually going to happen into the Xbox One, the One S, and One Scorpio.
But that's the thing that shows how much better of a console the 360 was in every way. You were like, oh, it keeps breaking. Well, I can just go get another one for fairly cheap and look at all these games I could play for it. If this Xbox One broke, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm gonna go sell Final Fantasy.
Yeah, my
Yep.
Xbox One broke. But like, well, I guess I don't have one of those anymore. Whereas with 360, I had 3 or 4 of the fucking things because everybody had one, and I wanted to play the games on it. But
Yeah, I wanted Titanfall, and now I was kind of like, oh, it's disappointing.
yeah.
Well, here's my bitch: is that I didn't get an Xbox One right off the bat. So when the Xbox One S came out, I picked it up, and now we're gonna have an Xbox Scorpio. Why? Why are these small upgrades happening?
They're trying
just-
to prolong the life cycle of consoles because, like, technology is moving so quickly now. If they really wanted to, they could probably release like a brand new generation every 3 years, but consumers won't buy that shit because
true.
I don't want to buy a new console every 3 years. I'd just have a closet full of consoles if that were the case.
I just felt like I got kicked in the dick after buying a One S, and they're like, oh, cool, you got the new one. Nope, never mind, Scorpio's coming out.
Yeah.
Fuck. I should have been on top of that, but I thought the that's even more confusing is what they call it the Scorpio. So when you think it was the One S, you're like, oh yeah, One S probably stands for Scorpio. That's what I'm buying. Nope. See, it's bullshit.
I think the One S is more powerful than the original, though.
It
It runs 4K, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it runs upscale. My dad bought one because it was the same way as when you bought a PS3. It was, it was a decent price to get a 4K DVD player, which
Mhm.
he's really into that media crap. So he has a big TV and he wants a 4K player. So that's why he got it, which I can understand that somewhat. Especially if you weren't him and you didn't have a console.
Right. I don't
Already.
have 4K TV. I have no need for that thing.
Yeah.
I bought one planning to get a 4K TV later. But
Yeah, it's future proofing for sure.
I have a 4K TV, but I have a PS3.
there we are.
Yeah.
It's future proof. Get that extra
Well, yeah.
Pro.
An upscale 4K, whatever, on a cheaper.
But is the Scorpio going to be the same specs as the Pro?
No,
Or are they,
much.
it's going to be better?
Yeah, much better.
The dev kit currently has 9 gigs of RAM, is what they said today. They upgraded it.
And the GPU is pretty crazy too, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. It sounds
Which-
like a middle of the road, maybe above average PC. That's why I think that thing's gonna be fucking expensive.
Yeah, there's no way. Unless they're selling it at a loss, I imagine it's.
They have to. If they
It's-
don't,
Yeah, they
if
have
that thing's
to.
like $500 or $600, nobody's buying that fucking thing. Nobody's buying them now.
They made you pay for Connect with the Xbox One. I don't think they get it. So we'll see.
Right, that's true.
Oh man. So what else do you guys think? I mean, State of Decay was shown last year. State of Decay 2, that is. And I mean, I didn't play State of Decay 1, so I don't really.
I barely played that game.
I wasn't very impressed.
I thought it was
was-
like a squad-based thing where you like controlled a group of characters, kind of like XCOM. When I heard some people talking about it, and then found out that wasn't true like last week. So
No, it's like
Yeah.
a third-person shooter, like zombies. You build up stuff, I think. I don't really know. I know that one of the original WoW devs is one of the main guys on it. That was like the main thing that brought my attention to it. But I mean, I own that game. I've never really played it though. I just don't know.
Yeah,
much
there's
about it.
another one I picked up on Steam.
Yeah, I got it on Steam sale. It's in my library. I just think I've messed with it.
So it's terrible when you that's how a lot of things end up in my my game box. It's like, oh yeah, I got it on Steam. Haven't played it.
Yep. Yeah,
300 fucking games. I haven't played
I have
80%.
over 400 games. I would be willing to bet I haven't even touched 60% of them.
yeah, I'm worse because I don't even play the bigger games. I'm distracted by the stupid multiplayer thing. I have Witcher 3, all the DLC, Fallout 4, all the DLC. I've barely touched either.
I had to pull myself away from that kind of stuff because I love playing Overwatch and I love playing
Yeah.
MMOs. You get so invested into it that like you go years like, man, I haven't even played an actual game other than this.
Right, yeah, I did that with
So
WoW
I
when I
don't-
first got into it. I just stopped playing all the games. I
I
wanted
was-
to, but I wanted to go back and play WoW.
Yeah, you
I was a
pulled me away.
4-time a week hardcore Raider and Wrath.
Yep.
Yeah, Wrath was the big one. That was the one I was
Yeah.
way into. And then Cataclysm came out and fucked me, and I stopped playing.
Yeah, I was in college when Cataclysm came out, and I was like, I went from like academic suspension my first semester to like dean's list. I was like, I really need to work hard the rest of this time, or redo math, which I decided I wasn't willing to do.
I either have a career or I get geared up. Which one?
Oh, you just wait till the end of the fucking expansion and get geared up right away. Anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm
The
doing in
end.
Final Fantasy right now.
So, what do you guys? I mean, any new? I mean, obviously we can't really say. Do you think they'll have a new IP, especially since Scalebound was our big talk? I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like that was the biggest game last
dropped.
year. Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole speculation thing, I couldn't tell you what Microsoft is going to bring to that show. I have no idea. Then they just said today that their E3 conference is going to run longer than normal.
Huh.
Like, what are you showing? I don't know why. What would make you make it 2 hours? I'm assuming that's what Sony usually runs, and they usually have a lot of stuff to fit in there. But Microsoft, as far as first party stuff, what do you have? It has to be
So-
something new, but I have no idea what it would be.
speculation and hoping, and for a good version of this as well.
Right.
I would like to see a new Fable game by someone
Yeah.
else.
I don't know, because they had that Fable game that was basically done, and they were like, "Yo, we're scrapping this shit. Get rid of it." They took it out back and shot it. So
I heard it deserved to be though.
yeah. I don't
But,
even
like-
know. That was like a MOBA type game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Why would you do that to the Fable franchise? That has nothing to do with Fable ever was.
I didn't enjoy Fable 3 either, though, and Fable 2 had its own issues. I want to return to the Fable 1. I want more
Fable
Fable
was
1
my favorite.
I
stuff.
like 1 and 2. 3 was.
3 I didn't
just
really
like-
play that much of.
I sacrificed villagers to keep my fucking dog. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I want my dog back. Fuck
I
everybody in the
laser
world, as long
burned.
as I keep my dog.
I just like
I
being
like-
called Chicken Chaser for the whole game.
right.
I don't know about
Pure
Fallout.
title.
Fable 3 I never finished because my Xbox fell over and laser burned the disc.
Oh,
terribly.
nice.
Yeah, that kind of. I was like, well, I wasn't enjoying this anyway, so I guess I'm done here. I heard half the game was just like preparing for something else to happen, and it wasn't very good. So, like I said, I would really enjoy some sort of return to. Yeah, I mean, I liked 1 better, but if it were like Fable 2, I'd be okay with that as well. If they can get someone in there that could do a good game like that.
Yeah, who knows what Peter Molyneux is doing? He's not working at, or maybe he does work at Lionhead. I don't know. I think he's off on his own now, so he's not gonna be out there like talking bullshit about Fable. Probably, he made that game about a cube that somebody got to the middle of, and it was bullshit. But yeah, Microsoft, I couldn't even begin to speculate what they have. It's probably something new. I think their big thing is probably going to be Crackdown.
We're
Well-
gonna talk about the Scorpio or
We'll probably see some Cuphead again.
Yeah, Cuphead. Cuphead looks rad. That looks like a 50s cartoon that you're playing. I'm totally down with it. I'll
I
get
saw-
that game as soon as it comes out.
They're speculating on co-optional podcasts that if you want, like, so the last date we heard is that it's supposed to come out in the middle of this year, and we're in the middle of this year.
Mhm.
And lately, companies, especially Blizzard, I think I've seen them do the most of this. Hey, this is out now. You can go get it. So maybe we'll get something like that with Cuphead, since we're at the time it should be released with the new release date. Once Microsoft told them go add something other than boss levels.
Yeah, they could probably do that with that game too. That game looks unique and cool enough that it's probably going to draw people in just from the way it looks. It looks like you're playing through a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yep. Any
Well,
other old IPs that you think they'd bring about?
I'm actually looking them up right now, seeing if I can.
Through Microsoft. I have no idea. That's, probably not Gears of War. They might tease something.
How about Brute Force, the squad-based Xbox original
Yeah.
third-person shooter? We'll get some of that again. You could play a lizard person. I liked that.
Lizard person.
My family was an early adapter of the original Xbox because my dad was such a Microsoft person. So we had one when there wasn't anything.
I didn't really know anybody that had an original Xbox. Like 360, everybody had that shit. But the original one, I didn't know many
Yeah.
people. I played Time Splitters on the original Xbox. Time Splitters was fucking rad, but that franchise is gone. Also, it's not owned by Microsoft.
Hmm.
Yeah, Microsoft, they just don't have a lot of first parties. They don't have the legacy that like a Nintendo or a Sony has.
But they do. They keep buying them and screwing it
It's
up.
screwing them over. Yeah. I mean, they bought Rare, who has multiple
Yeah.
great things.
Oh, what I would like to see from Rare.
Perfect
then.
Dark.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
guess that's. But as a game that's an Xbox only game, I would like to see Viva Pinata 3.
Oh, yeah. People really like that game. I have it on my the Rare collection. I've never actually played it.
It's
So I
pretty
heard it was
fun.
really good.
And like my wife loves it as well, and she doesn't always love games. So I like Viva Pinata was a fun little game, and it's it's only been on Xbox. So if they want to continue something like, hey, this is an Xbox game from Rare that's been good from Rare, they could do that again.
Yeah, the thing about that is like that was based on a cartoon, right? Which isn't
No,
around
I think it
anymore.
had a cartoon later. Like it had a cartoon after.
Oh, was it a
like, the
game
second
first and then a cartoon?
I think so.
Oh, really? I thought it was a cartoon and then they made a game out of it. That's how little I know about it. But I've had people tell me that I would never think would play that game to play that game. Yeah, I have no idea what else they could possibly show. Yeah, they still
Okay.
have a bunch of Rare properties. I mean, they have Battletoads, Killer Instinct. We might hear something about that from from Dave Lang's studio. Iron Galaxies. They will probably show something from Killer Instinct. That's just an
Yeah.
ongoing franchise that they have. Perfect Dark is another Rare thing. Who knows? I think that's a dead franchise. It's been
Yeah.
dead for years. Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, that would be really great. I would love to see a new Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know if those games really sell very well anymore. Look at Ukulele. I don't know how well that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Ukulele sold well, maybe. I mean, especially with Mario Odyssey. I mean, Mario Odyssey will be out now, so it's not something you would have to worry about competing if this was a game you just started. So
Right. But we already know that Rare is working on Sea of Thieves, so
But
who knows if
I have
Rare
to
has
imagine
enough
that has to
people.
be getting close to done. I mean, it's had a playable. I mean, obviously not done, but playable version.
Yeah, it's
for
been an alpha
over a
for
year
over
now.
a year now. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll give us a date that's like, hey, August, here's your game.
Yeah, something solid that hopefully doesn't get pushed back. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for Microsoft. I don't really know what else. But I don't know what they're going to show. They need to do something though because they're kind of just dead in the water at the moment. Next up
Well,
is
I guess.
What's up?
I was gonna say it's like it's just they're probably gonna show a lot more of like what the newer 4K games are gonna look like on it, but it's
yeah.
just gonna be a recap of shit like Middle Earth, Shadow of War, and Crackdown 3 in nice high def shit.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm
they
sure
showed.
a lot of that conference is going to be about Scorpio.
Didn't they show Call of Duty a couple of years ago? Maybe they'll be showing Call of Duty World War II because I know that's going to be on the playable floor. So if they
Yeah.
show that.
Their partnership with that is with Sony.
Oh, okay. Well, I imagine we'll see some third-party game instead because I think they've done that.
Yeah, we
several
will get
times.
third parties in there and something from maybe Ubisoft. My apologies. I guess that's the way you're supposed to say it. I don't know. Fucking
Ubi?
French people. Ubi.
Fuck it. Let's Ubi. Goddamn Americans.
Did you see that video I sent you with Ryan Davis and Jeff Gerstmann talking about Ubisoft?
Yes.
Ubisoft.
No.
Fuck you
Ubisoft.
up. Yeah, it's really good. Jeff Gerstmann is still a threat. Anyway, Bethesda, yeah.
So
Dude.
obviously, I assume we'll see more of Quake Champions. I mean, that
Yeah.
seems like.
Yeah, that's the obvious go with it.
I'm gonna play that game. Quake's rad. I fucking love Quake. And I'm having fun with the beta, so...
I don't know. Like, it just doesn't jump out to me. Like, I love Doom. That was fun and quirky. But like
Yeah, I love Doom.
going back
Doom's
to
really fucking good. Best year of
going
last-
back
or
in
best
the
game of
day and
last year.
thinking about it, like, oh yeah, Quake. And like, Quake wasn't really a huge game for me. Doom was.
I played shit out of Quake 3. Quake 3 for days.
I did a lot of Quake 2 tournaments, and yeah, there's a lot of frame splitting and like hacking through the walls and shit.
My family was.
What's up?
We were poor, so I got used Blockbuster games for my N64, and Quake happened to be one of those. I had Quake, Turok, and Pokemon Stadium, so that's my N64 legacy. So that's what I think of Quake. And
hey, the original Quake was rad. It had a bunch of like Lovecraft stuff in it, and then the second one they went way more sci-fi. But the first one was really weird. You had like nail guns and shit. Trent Reznor did the fucking soundtrack. Which, by the way, he's releasing on vinyl sometime this month. So I'll buy that shit. Fucking Quake's rad.
Yeah, I was saying I'm not looking forward to it, but I know sure as shit I'm gonna buy it because
I'm gonna get it. I like Quake.
I'm just getting tired of like all these nostalgia like hits to the like stomach. Like, oh yeah, remember this? Bam, we're gonna redo it. Like, yeah, I guess I'll buy
My biggest
it.
problem with it is it doesn't seem like as big a jump as like Doom 3 to 2016 Doom was fucking crazy. Whereas like Quake Champions seems like Quake 3 with better graphics.
And
I mean, they have the champions and stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah,
anybody that plays that game competitively is going to play it without all the weird things on it. You know, they're just going to play Quake.
Core down Quake.
Yeah. Like
As
just running around an arena Quake.
Yep. It is like everything looks nice and pretty, but the faster you are compared to somebody else,
Yeah, that's a thing too. Yeah, speed is a big thing in Quake and strafe jumping and all that shit. Wolfenstein, that's a good game. I'm gonna play that. Whatever it is, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
The new Wolfenstein is really good.
Has anyone played not New Order, the Old Blood? I played the New Order. I loved it, but I never got. I don't even know if I own Old Blood. I never got around to it, at least.
I played a bit of it. I didn't think it was as good as the core game. I mean, it was still that game, like you're running around stealthing and stabbing Nazis, but it wasn't quite as good.
I haven't even touched it.
Did you play the new Quake or new Wolfenstein though? Didn't you?
Yeah.
BJ Blazkowicz.
Yeah, you can you can get in there and get the old one, and I've played that for a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was right at the start. You just looked through. What was it?
Yeah, it was like it was a dream up in the.
Oh,
hideout.
right. I remember. Yeah. Yeah, they did little things like that in Doom too. You could find the little rooms that like basically turned it into original Doom graphics. You get power-ups and stuff. I don't know. They know what they're doing with their old franchises. They understand that people are very nostalgic for that stuff. I mean, they're the first-person shooters ever put out. I would like to see something from Doom this year, but we're not going to. Like, if I were to wish for something, it'd be something more from Doom. I think maybe next year we'll probably hear about that, but this year I doubt it. The most we'll get is maybe a teaser or something, but I highly doubt it. It's too soon.
I just want to cry for another Elder Scrolls game, and not an online. I just want
Yeah, that's one thing. Starfield is supposedly going to be talked about this year, which is it's a Elder Scrolls like Fallout style game, but it's a space RPG.
Well, I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, I really would like I played Oblivion a lot. I tried to play a Fallout 3, but for the longest time I was like, any game in a desert is bad.
Fallout 3 was really good. It's really
I eventually got back into it.
New Vegas was really good too. That wasn't Bethesda. But...
Yes, but Skyrim I did not love, and Fallout 4 went even further in the Skyrim direction, which kind of makes me worry about anything. But if we do see an Elder Scrolls game, I would like to see the jungle area where the Khajiit live, I think. Is it Elsewhere or something like that?
I have no idea about that world. I don't know.
The Khajiit lived in the Safari, didn't they? I thought they lived in the desert area. I'm not really...
Or maybe it was the Wood Elves. Like, there is some big jungle area somewhere in there.
Well, there's like 9 realms, and there's like a map on the very first game that's what everybody uses as a reference. But I'm not really sure.
I would just like to see something visually different from far visually different from any of those other ones. Like, yeah, sort of like Morrowind, which I think if we had like this jungle location, we'd have a much better.
I liked Oblivion. It was like
I never beat that
Cyrodiil, and it was like it was kind of more like, oh, this was the plains and more human folk. But I mean, if it was just bigger version of that with like even like you have like a little bit of everything, I would enjoy that. But
Well, they at least have a swamp. Yeah.
You know what I want them to do with Elder Scrolls? Build a new engine. Because that engine's fucking old and it's bad. That's why it gets broken every time the new game comes out. They just like up-res the graphics. They're like, yeah, none of this shit makes sense. The physics are all fucked. Like, which leads to funny moments, but like, just build a new engine. Stop it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Bethesda gets so, like, any other game, like, everything Ubisoft gives crap for, and I mean, they deserve it for more for other reasons, but
Bethesda does all that shit with their games. All their games are super fucking broken when they come out. All of them.
Oh, and they were the first ones with real big microtransactions. I mean, I had the horse armor because
horse armor.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Which people made a big deal about that. If you did that today, nobody would even care. Nobody would give two shits about that.
But in my opinion, Bethesda, for like how people just, I don't know why, they seem to like them more, but they do the same shit. Like, I think it's because they have less games, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And then they are owned by ZeniMax, which just seems to be, fucking terrible for everyone.
Yeah, they're a really bad company. They like buy up companies and then they're like, make this game, and then they're like, your game sold like shit. You're bankrupt. We're gonna buy all your properties.
And they sue a lot of people over stupid shit as well.
Yeah, they sued Carmack
and Notch over the Scrolls thing.
Yeah, they sued Notch because his game was called Scrolls, and Scrolls is in the title of their game. They lost that lawsuit,
thankfully. But like I said, I mean, they're just as bad, if not worse than. I mean, I would say, since they're owned by ZeniMax, ZeniMax does worse things than Ubisoft for sure.
Probably, yeah. I think Ubisoft, like, they seem like they're trying their best, but they're, I don't know, not just doing very well.
Yeah.
Spinning their wheels right now.
Mm-hmm. Bethesda. Fallout, we probably won't hear much from that.
Probably a new
app. Yeah. Fallout 4 was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years. We might get a teaser. Who knows? I mean, what was the time between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4? That was like 6 years, right?
Right.
So Fallout 3 was 2008.
2008.
4 is... Let's see. 2015, so 7 years.
7 years, yeah. And we didn't hear anything, which is actually cool. I appreciate the fact that they were like, here's the announcement, game's out in 4 months.
So what you're saying is they're going to have the event, they're going to say, hey, go buy Elder Scrolls 6 right now.
Yeah, I doubt that. they might talk about Elder Scrolls, but I don't think a new one is coming.
Especially with the Morrowind expansion just launched. When does that launch? Is that something they'll be talking about? Oh, it is out. Yeah. Okay. I did not enjoy the game at all.
They had a thing going on where it was like, if you pre-order, you get early access. So I pre-ordered it, got the early access code, dropped the pre-order, and played it a little bit. I'm just not interested. I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't think it was very good. I mean, I played WoW and I played a few other things. There's just not many that are good.
It had potential to take off and do a lot of cool shit with it. But like, I think the skill trees and all that shit was just so constricting.
Combat's not very good either. I mean, those games are not known for their good combat, and it basically has the same combat from the Elder Scrolls games. So
I'm just saying though, like, you got a mage that can't even cast a fucking fireball. You're like, you can only do. Right. He's got like 3 different.
Skill trees are weird too, because there's 3 skill trees, and you can just like take abilities out of all of them. Have you actually played the game?
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like, that's what I really enjoyed about the potential of that. It's just like you could really build a unique character, and everybody can. But like, some of the skills are just not that really worth it.
Right. Actually, and you have to like take skills in order to get the next skills, right?
Yeah, then you have to evolve skills and all that shit. But I'm just like, if you want to be a hardcore mage, you should have a little bit of an arsenal. But like you can't cast fireball. That's a huge thing for me. I don't know what it is. You get lightning out of the fingers, but that's it.
I always play those games stealth, and I just figured like stealth in an MMO probably wouldn't be as cool.
It never
in
works.
Skyrim. Yeah, exactly.
They're like, I'm gonna crit the shit out of this thing, and they patch it so that you can't actually, get the multipliers or something.
Yeah, like some of the fun things about doing stealth in like Skyrim is like, if you're high enough stealth, you can like roll up and like steal some dude's clothes and like walk off with him. And he's like, hello. You can't do that in an MMO, Like, I can't just like walk up to someone else, steal their clothes, and take off because I think it's funny.
Well, that's another thing that was broken about Skyrim, though, is that like even if you were like super stealth, you play that character to a stealth, fucking dragons come out of nowhere and just smack you. They're like, hell, hey, I'm a dragon. You can't. Like, even if you have the top level stealth, like you can't do shit to a dragon.
Yeah, same thing with boss fights. So you'd have boss fights in the dungeons, and they're like, they know you're here, so you just have to go hit them a bunch. I hope you have 3,000 apples.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the biggest issues for me when I played that, I was like, I get what they were trying to do. They wanted it to make it like an Elder Scrolls, like feel like an Elder Scrolls, like you were playing it. But that's the worst part of the Elder Scrolls games is the everything involving playing it. Like, I love the world.
The playing of the game is the worst. Yeah.
I love the RPG element of it, but the battle was garbage.
Yeah.
I love the dungeon.
Games are bad.
The dungeon crawling was probably my favorite in it, but then you put it into the MMO aspect, they're like 30 seconds long instead of 2 hours.
You know what's good, though? If they have a big PvP area, it'll be more realistic than any of their large-scale battles in any of their games.
Yeah, that's true.
The battle for Kvatch with like 8 people. Or the
best warriors in town, they're coming over the hill. There's like 5 guys.
Oh,
5 people.
The battle for Kvatch is worse because you're supposed to be getting you have to earn every city's loyalty, and then they each send one person, and you're like, oh, well, this loyalty did not matter. I could have done this part.
Just solid.
I guess other than the stuff coming out like Doom and Wolfenstein, the actual main Bethesda games, I don't care anymore. If they say they're gonna improve gameplay like they did for Fallout, while also keeping the RPG elements of like Oblivion and Fallout 3 and taking some advice from New Vegas, and then
I wish they would do that. Just take storytelling advice from Obsidian. Like, their games are always super fucking broken, but their stories are good.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they would have to do to get me, like, I'm sure the next Elder Scrolls guy, I'll buy it. Of course I will. But to get excited about it and be like, this is going to be... Yeah, they would have to do a bunch to actually get me on board for that.
Yeah, I was excited for Fallout 4, and then I played it, and I'm like, this is really dumbed down. You've taken a lot of the RPG stuff out of it. A lot of the dialogue trees are garbage. It just, I don't know. Half the reason why you play Fallout is because it's like goofy fun, and they seem to take it in a more serious tone, and I just wasn't really that into it. Like, the best thing about Fallout is, like, some of the people in those games are really crazy, and like you deal with really crazy scenarios that are like dark but funny, as opposed to like just grim dark. The world's ending.
Yeah.
Like,
what's up?
Let's just say like Witcher versus we'll say Gearbox game. Borderlands.
Oh god. Yeah.
Like this. Like, you got a really dark world, and then you got the dark but sadistically overly humorous. Yeah.
My gaming shame, I fucking hate the Borderlands games. I can't stand those fucking games. I don't care what anybody says. Also, Randy Pitchford is a total prick. Fuck that guy. Fuck Randy Pitchford. And Borderlands, like, I just don't care about those games. I don't know what they could do to get me into that franchise. My big problem with it is, like, you shoot people, and you hit them in the head with a fucking gun. They should die. I shouldn't see, like, numbers plink off because, like, they're 2 levels above me.
That's why I couldn't play the fucking Division. I hated that game.
Yeah, Division's not
like, I got the best sniper rifle in the game, and I still have to shoot somebody in the head 42 times. And they don't even give me an excuse of why you can do that. It's just like, no, I have a shield from the future. Nope, like, my head's really hard. And I'm shooting you with airsoft pellets.
Well, do we want to go into Ubisoft now, then? The Division, I kind of liked it. I do have the same issue you have with it. But damn, Tom Clancy games, if they can keep the Ubisoft I mean, from what they said, they built the game up for the PC, and it obviously got downgraded from what they originally showed.
Mm-hmm.
But The Division is a beautiful game.
Yeah, it's
that,
very
like,
good looking.
It is.
like Battlefront, runs very well. Like, it has many issues. I love the lore too. God, yeah. If it was a single player game, or just like, if that was a co-op game with slightly more content, I would have loved it.
Yeah, the shooting didn't feel real good. If the shooting felt better, I probably would have stayed with that game for longer. Also, the end game stuff was not very good.
Oh yeah, and the only boss in the entire game is a helicopter, and it's not even in.
Yeah, the
And
boss
then
at
they're
the end of dungeons too. It's just like you and these 3 other dudes are gonna shoot this motherfucker for like 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
Right. That was
So-
Which
Oh,
is
man.
it's a problem with that game. People say that about Destiny as well, but
Yep.
at least in Destiny, the shooting is fun. The shooting feels really good. That's the thing that Bungie's the best at. All their shooting in all their games feels amazing. But in the Division, the shooting doesn't feel good enough that I want to go back to that game to do just that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do. And also, I'm just gonna. I don't hate New York people, but those accents, they're so fucking thick that I can't tell the difference between any of them. Like, is that the fire chief or the terrorist?
Yeah, but I don't even know if I got the level capped in the Division. I got very close, but I just dropped that game.
I did, and then I fucking deleted the game. So I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
beat the game, level cap, got the achievement, and walked away. I mean, I tried some stuff with the Dark Zone, which was neat.
Yeah, it was a good
But-
idea. It was a inventive idea, at least.
I liked it in the beta a lot
It
because
seemed really
no one-
frustrating.
no one had level gear, so the beta was really fun in the Dark
right.
Zone. But yeah, so I played it a lot with my friend. Koichi. We played it a lot. Koichi and I were really the only ones out of our group that played it a bunch, and I feel like I got my money's worth. I enjoyed it enough. I would like to see more. Like I said, if it weren't that game, I liked the universe they built for that.
Yeah,
game.
what's cool about it too is like seemingly all of their universes are interconnected. The Tom Clancy universes, at least.
Yeah.
Which is neat, but I don't know. What's the game that Ghost Recon that just came out? I played
Wildlands.
Yeah. I played the beta for that. That game did not seem very good, and I don't think it reviewed very well. The only review I really remember seeing was Giant Bomb. They gave it like a 3 out of 5. I don't know. I don't care about that game. The whole, I think the state of the world has made me kind of not real into the whole military shooter thing. Just, you know.
But also, I mean, we've been doing it the only one I'm really any interested at all. At some point, I want to try Siege, but I also don't think
Siege is good. That's a good game.
It seems like you have to be slightly patient, and
You do.
I am not, so I would be terrible and everyone would hate
And
me.
that game legitimately takes teamwork. You can't go in like guns
Yeah.
blazing. You'll fucking die.
So I bet we see. I'm imagining for at least DLC wise, I bet we see more Siege crap. Maybe.
Yeah. Siege is doing really well for them.
Yeah.
Well,
And
actually,
that game is really, really good. Like,
isn't
got
Division
past-
2 coming out as well?
What's that?
Isn't Division 2 coming out as well?
Oh, I have no idea if that's even been talked about. If it has, I didn't know about it.
Oh, there's the U2 expansion that was supposed to happen. I wonder if that will be brought up.
I wonder if that is bringing in enough money for them to even consider continuing the game. Because I don't know anyone that bought the DLC for that fucking game. Did either of you?
Nope.
No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't either.
What's even more questioning is the Division movie with Jake Gyllenhaal still happening.
right. That's one of those things where people are like, this thing's gonna be huge. We got to make a whole franchise out of it. Then the first thing bombs, and it's like, oh, never mind. Just shelf all this shit. We're not doing anything with it.
That's my huge thing with Final Fantasy. Fucking
Yeah,
15.
yeah.
So angry with that. They tried so hard, and they just ended up just tell the story of the fucking game. That's all I want.
right. Yeah, King's
Moving away from
Glaive.
that.
Yeah,
I
Moving
think it
away
was
from
terrible, but none of the Final Fantasy movies have ever been good. Like, listen, I will watch that Final Fantasy VII movie because I'm a fucking Final Fantasy VII nerd, but I know it's not good. I'll watch it, but it's not
I'm with
good.
you on that. It's not the greatest, but it's I don't know. When they put the CG and shit on, I'm like, oh my god. And then they throw in all the characters. They like, oh god, it's Vincent. He's coming out.
Better than the Division short film.
I have Cloud's outfit from that movie in Final Fantasy XIV. I glamored my armor to look like that.
I looked at what you had to do for that. You had to be paying for a while.
Yeah, dude, I played that game. Like, as far as I know, out of all my friends, I played that game the most. What's that?
Because you had to have like a subscription for like a year at that point, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that game's good. I really like it. It's the first MMO I've played a lot since I played WoW and Wrath.
I love that game, but I have so many problems with that company.
Yeah.
Fuck. But I ever tell you what happened to them? I called them up and they said they couldn't merge my account because they don't even have those items anymore. So I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Stormblood coming out in like 2 weeks.
I'm gonna buy it, but I'm not gonna rush because I know sure shit I'm not gonna be able to get like that storyline to that point.
You can get a jump potion. It's $25.
Not doing it. I play a game. I'll play it just straight. I'll play it straight through it.
Yeah, the story takes for fucking ever. I'm like running through it a little bit every day. Anyway, back to Ubisoft.
I know. Sorry.
To be fair, Ubisoft has some good stuff coming. At least the first two things we have listed. I love
Fractured
the Stick of Truth.
Is gonna be fucking rad. I don't give a shit.
Dude. And I'm sure the reason. I mean, Stick of Truth got delayed because of Matt and Trey the first time. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's story things.
Guaranteed that's why this got delayed. Matt and Trey are known to be perfectionists. Like, you wouldn't think it considering like the animation and stuff in the show, but as far as writing is concerned, like they are absolute perfectionists. And that's why that game took so long to come out. And it was worth it. That game was really fucking good. I'm pretty sure that was my game of the year that year. Also, I've been watching a lot of South Park lately, and that show's so good. I actually stopped watching the last season because Trump won the election, and I was like, yeah, this reminds me of bad times that are happening. I don't want to watch it anymore.
Man, it's got a whole new, just a whole bunch of just material for the next season.
They actually, I just read yesterday, they have said that they are not talking about Trump at all anymore. Because they literally said that real life has become crazier than anything they could write, so they're just not going to write about it. Which makes sense because, I mean, every day I read Reddit and I'm like, holy shit, the world's going crazy constantly.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Far Cry 5?
I have not
That's
played.
A great segue.
I am excited for it, but I have not played. I'll be honest, the last Far Cry game I actually beat was the second original one with the superpowers.
The second original with Far Cry Instinct, was that the name?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Play Far Cry 3 or Blood Dragon.
Blood Dragon's
fucking rad. You get to play as what's his name? Kyle. What's his name? Bill, you gotta know the name.
Fucking looking it up right now.
I have Fallout 4. I have Far Cry 4. I need to get around to it. Like I said, I'm terrible at playing games. And I had the second one. My wife got it for me. And man, the second one was just hard to get through.
Yeah,
randomly generated quests were bad. The story was really interesting. I was kind of into it, but the fast travel points only took you to the four corners of the map. And the map was massive.
You had to deal with,
and
the malaria thing and
it had so many issues I couldn't get into it. So that's what kept me from 3.
That game was really interesting. They did a lot of dev things within that game and story things that was nobody else is doing. But the actual gameplay wasn't great. Far Cry 3 is really fucking good. The first villain in that game is one of the best villains we've had in a video game in years. But halfway through the game, he goes away, and then I stopped playing that game.
I have
Sergeant
4.
Rex Power Cult.
Yeah, Sergeant Rex Power Cult. It's the 80s thing in the world. Blood Dragon's really fucking good. And the music's fucking amazing.
When they were giving out all those free games, I got that. So I have that.
It is
apparently Beyond Good and Evil as well.
It's still playable.
Yeah, absolutely. There are literally dragons that shoot lasers. That's all I got to tell you.
Oh, I just can't. What I'm most
Does it
excited
sound-
for that game is
Okay.
the shit show that's going to come out.
Oh, dude, that's what I was talking about.
Afterwards.
Yes, the setting of that game. Listen. That game is gonna have me killing Trump supporters. Like, it doesn't say that, but that whole game is about me killing Trump supporters. Game of the year 2017, done. Actually, 2018, done. Play that game forever. Every time I
enough.
fucking go like read something from Fox News, I'm like, I'm gonna go fire up Far Cry 5.
I kind of feel that. I really do, but I just don't know if I want to hear like more propaganda from people like that. Just the craziness that they're going to be spewing in that game is just going to be, I don't know.
Well, I think I like religious cults as bad guys too. I was kind of excited for
Yeah, it's
Outlast
really
too
good.
until I realized, oh yeah, Outlast is just running. I don't want to play that. So
Yeah.
the idea of getting some crazy terrorist white cult of religious crazies in Montana, I was like,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I want that. I don't even care. They can make it liberal, and I still would be excited for the idea of these like compound of, because well, you know, we both listen to last podcast. This is the type of shit that would end up on there if it were
Yeah,
real.
the Ruby Road is like an actual militia thing that happened up there. Ruby something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I love that type of stuff. So no matter what the end up creed of these religious crazies ends up being, I am excited for the idea.
Yeah, the setting is great. It's the best setting they've had in forever, maybe. It's probably weird for us because we live in America and we want to see things like that. But I don't know how that's going to hit in other countries.
They'll be excited too at the rate it's been going with Trump. So I mean,
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, the rest of the world like fucking hates him and hates a lot of America for voting him in. So do I. Anyway, yeah, Far Cry 5 looks really good. I will buy that game day one for sure, definitely. And then we have Assassin's Creed Origin, which we haven't had one of those games in 2 years. It's the first break we've had from that since the
still not
franchise
long
started.
enough for me.
Yeah. Syndicate, I played it a little bit. I haven't finished an Assassin's Creed since 2. 2 I was super into. I played the shit out of that
Right?
game. It's the last one that I played.
I've beat all three. Well, no, not all three, but like one,
the Ezio saga.
the Ezio like trilogy, and then the third one, which was garbage.
Yeah, I
So-
didn't even play 3.
I
was on
played the
huge.
first one, and I was super into it. And then they were like, "Hey, future people," and I was like, "Oh, So basically, you're telling me aliens, and I hate anything that just ends with, "Yeah, aliens did it." I mean, I get
Yeah,
it's
it's
future
such a
people, not
cop-out.
aliens, but it's aliens to me, in reality of how it works.
The whole Deus
And-
Ex Machina of just like, yeah,
Yeah.
aliens did this shit.
I did like the second one. They improved so much on it. I mean, I got to beat up the Pope. That was good.
Yeah.
But then it was like more back into that stuff, and I'm like, I don't care about the future story. I don't care about the aliens. Get me away
More
from this.
Ezio.
Yeah,
Well, more fucking Ezio and sleeping with random sluts in windows.
I want to fight the Catholic Church more all across Europe. Let's do more of
That's
that. And then they're like, okay, now you're gonna escape this building as the guy in the hoodie. And I'm like, I don't even remember his name. He can go away.
Cole?
Desmond?
Desmond.
That's it.
right.
Yep.
I have a huge gripe about this, but they were all still good. Well, the first one's kind of a weird game, but the build up and all the like to the assassination of the main characters that you're doing, and it makes them all look like they're terrible people. And when you go to assassinate them, they have their own morals about what they're doing.
Right.
They're like they goes into it. They're like, hey, you know, I may be killing all these plague victims and all that shit, but I'm also looking for a cure. That's the first one. That's all of them. Every assassination, like these are all people like trying to do good in their own way. You get to the second one, they're like, no, I'm fucking bad. Dead.
Yeah. There was a little bit of morality in the first one, where the second one was just like, you're killing bad dudes in cool ways. Go jump off that building.
Yep. I love the first one for that, and the second one I was like, well, fuck, man. If it wasn't Ezio, we'll just stop. I just hate this game.
Yeah, he was charismatic and he was a good character. I liked Ezio as a character.
So I mean,
Old man Ezio made me cry a little bit.
Yeah. You basically like lived through that guy's life.
I am hoping though. I mean, they did take a 2-year break to try and like, hey, we've been pumping these out, and a bunch of them have been shit. In the new setting, I mean, so at least I think, Egypt will be super exciting, and it'll also get away from the normal. So we've had, I mean, everything that I played was still rooted kind of in an Abrahamic religion, which, I mean, if we're going to Egypt, we're actually just getting away from that, which I think is, like I said, same thing as Fallout. I mean, Far Cry 5, we're going to a different area that really is not touched much.
Yeah, by all accounts, this Assassin's Creed is essentially a reboot. Because they were trying to push the whole, like, the company is behind the things going on in the Assassin's Creed games for the last couple games. They're, like, you essentially had Ubisoft in the game, just not called Ubisoft, you know what I'm talking about? And apparently they're trying to get away from that. I read, or didn't read that, I heard that on Super Best Friends cast. I don't know how correct that is, but...
I think, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. There's like an obscure corporation in there.
Yeah, and Super Best Friends cast, they would know. I'm fairly certain one or two of them used to do QA for Ubisoft, because they're in Montreal. So, who knows?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a great game. It could be a shit game. The Black Flag was super fun. I mean, you're a fucking pirate, man. That was a good time.
Right,
do you think that one is still worth grabbing? Because I hear that a lot.
Yeah,
I hear that's the best.
Okay.
I've played it a little bit. I've never played much of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're a pirate. You take control. You have a ship, man.
I heard Ken Way is a good character as well. Which that was really weird too, because in the previous games, there was like, you're this assassin that has been the ancestor of assassins for ages, and then you're just like, yeah, you're some guy, and you found an assassin and took his clothes, and now you're an assassin. And yep. I don't know, he seemed cool though. It was more lighthearted than the other Assassin's Creed games as well, which I don't know. I could use more of that.
Sometimes they just need to get away from that story of it's just coagulated bullshit of just all the assassin versus the Templars.
Yeah,
just have a fun game here and there.
They turned that series into we're giving you a reason to go back to this point in time. They could literally do that. They don't need to give me a reason anymore. Just put me in a point in time and let me do cool stuff. That's all I need. I don't need a reason to do it. You don't need to put me in the Animus and give me some side story. Just, you're in Egypt now. That's fine.
Yep. I didn't even need that shit. It was kind of weird. Yeah, you told me about the game first time. I was like, he's what? No? Future?
So yeah, I think the only other setting that would bring me in, if this gets good reviews, that's one I would definitely think about. I would also like to see it go the opposite. Let's go crazy cyberpunk assassin.
Dude, that's so cool fucking rad. I'd be totally down. Anything cyberpunk, totally down with it already.
I mean, I think, and it works with kind of what they were doing with the old lore as well, with these companies doing all these things. I mean, if we have companies basically kidnapping people to run on their memories, I mean, we're pretty much already to a cyberpunk setting. You advance that, 15, 20 years? Now you've got another cool Assassin's Creed setting with existing lore. So I think that dragged me in as well. So I like this.
Slightly Watch Dogs, but Watch Dogs doesn't go much into the punk, and it's more of the cyber.
Yeah. I would also I know it's already been done and all that other shit, but you can totally just take this shit to Rome and the whole Senate kind of style. You could easily play for the whole storyline if you want to take it that far back. Yeah. Plus, I love some gladiator shit. I love
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Put me in the ring, chop up some arms, use them, whatever.
Or just samurai.
Yeah, I just got done playing Neo.
That seems like such an easy thing for them to do. They have the whole setting samurais and ninjas and shit. Those are fucking assassins back in the day. That seems like a really easy decision to make that they just don't make.
Was there a setting in China at some point?
It was one of their side games. It was a side scroller.
Oh, was it for the Vita or was it for? Yeah, probably for the Vita. I don't know anyone with the Vita. So
that's the Chinatown one. You're talking, but there was a Chinese one where it was
Creed
that
Chronicles? Is that the name of the franchise?
Yeah, it's the one that had the slave. There was a China lady. There was some lady that It was after. God, I have to fucking look this shit up. It was after that one in the French Revolution. Then they just started making that like really small games of them. But it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
Chronicles China is the game, and they did one in Russia and India. It looks like
I have to assume these weren't very good. And
they were side
'cause I've-
scrollers. Yeah, they.
I didn't even. Yeah, I never even heard of it. Other than I remember there was. I saw some box art for one with China at some point, and that's all I can remember.
Yeah, it was just a side scroller.
I saw the Freedom's Cry one, and that was like $20. I was like, oh, cool. I'm a slave. I'm gonna beat up some masses.
Go all Django Unchained.
Masses got me working.
The Crew 2.
I don't.
Just-
It's confirmed to be shown, or at least exist, but I know nothing about. I know the crew has cars.
Yep. Yeah, you drive cars for sure. There's like a group system, as far as I know. That's like the name, why it's named the Crew. It's like an MMO kind of. I can't talk. Yeah, but I've never played that game. I was in the beta for that game and I never played it.
Is it anything like Drive Club?
Okay. I don't
that
know.
was, nah, I'm looking at it right now. I knew it was about cars and shit. I just didn't know what it was.
Mhm.
Looks neat. Looks like there's cars driving. That's
Yeah, it's a car game that
Apparently-
looks pretty.
I just found some random article from GameSpot that said it made the same amount in its third year as it did in second. So I guess that's obviously Ubisoft
Doing
reason to
something.
make another.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
People that are into racing games are into racing games. You know,
yeah.
we are exactly that audience because none of us like racing games. But
Well, I'm just gonna say, like, the video, just watching that, like, as he's driving through, like, so dirt road, you can actually see the suspension on that car moving separate from the body. So, like, that's pretty neat. And then the
yeah,
bumper
who
side,
knows if
like,
that's in the final build.
that's a good point.
Ubisoft gonna Ubisoft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see a disclaimer on the video, so
Yeah, I didn't see the little asterisk, like actually
Yeah.
in-game footage.
yeah, I didn't see that. Well, shit.
So I think the most disappointing from Ubisoft is that the last thing that we know they have is some random new IP, and it's. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to show that there, or it probably will be there, really, because Nintendo probably isn't going to show that thing.
yeah.
Mario
well, I mean-
Cross Rabbids.
I mean, the last Mario. I have not enjoyed the last Mario Party, so if they can do a fun party game with it, maybe
We don't
it'd be
even
for
know
the
what it
best.
is. We don't know what type of
Yeah.
game it is. We don't know anything about that game. The rumors are it's an RPG.
Wow.
Yeah. Like a Super Mario RPG, Super Nintendo style, but
Holy shit.
Well, if
With
that's true.
rabbits.
Now I'm really interested.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it now.
yeah, it's an actual RPG. That's the rumor. Of course, who knows? We'll find out. Next podcast will be fun because we'll be like, yeah, we were wrong about everything.
Hey, we got the crew has cars. I think.
they can't be wrong about that. They come out in helicopters, like fuck.
Damn. Jet skis. It's a
Speedboats.
It is a water driving game this time. We're going a different direction.
Hey, you heard of wave race? We got that.
Open world wave race.
Open world wave race. It's just the ocean. There's nothing there.
Yeah,
There's no assets. Just
Hey,
water.
there's a floating trash barn. Avoid that, guys. Race around it.
put these little invisible
Get to the
buoys that
Bermuda
nobody-
Triangle. Shit gets weird.
Hey, I'm just saying the Roaring Twenties. It's a dangerous place. I'd race that.
Guys,
Mario
My-
Cross Rabbids. I don't know what to think about the game. Who knows?
Well, apparently, since we know nothing other than because the picture showed them with like buster cannons on their arms.
Yeah.
If I remember right,
hmm
it's a
Yeah.
really weird thing.
Yeah, it has one of the rabbits like dressed up as Peach. Which what? What are you doing?
I like
You
that.
Do you know what I do like about this though? Remember how everyone freaked out at that leak about Rayman being in Smash Brothers and it was wrong? I feel like this really pushes towards.
Yeah,
That's a very
yeah.
good option to happen now.
Yeah, definitely. With what will probably be Smash Brothers Deluxe.
God, I hope not.
I guarantee.
Oh,
we get that
this.
game. Guarantee we get that game.
We'll wait to bitch about. I have so much bitching to do about Nintendo. Let's get to
Nintendo's
the
coming up.
Nintendo
We got
section.
Sony, and then we got Nintendo.
We got something good, and then we got what we can hope can be good, but it'll probably be some dumb shit.
So, we ready for Sony? This is probably going to be a long one.
I should take a break before that.
Okay, I'm gonna disconnect from the call because I have a big condenser mic, so it'll pick up everything. I'll be right back.
I got push to talk. I'm pretty neat.
I
Is
turned
it
it
making
off
that
because
noise?
it makes noises every time I do it, and the computer would pick it up.
Oh, you can take that off.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see,
did. I
that's-
did. Oh, you mean the sound?
Yeah. I used to be on Ventrilo and Mumble. I was like, yeah, I always had to rummage through all this and figure out how to take it off.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't pick it up on my or your end, does it?
No.
Okay.
No, but the way I'm running the audio through my system, like every sound my computer makes is being picked up by Audacity. So.
No, I got you. Boom, boom, boom,
Oh,
boom,
God.
boom.
What are you doing
These
tonight,
are
Bill?
some-
What are you drinking on?
It's Mountain Dizzle,
Mountain
homie.
Dew.
I'm kinda tired.
Yeah, I'm
I've
having
been,
some EOS.
Ooh.
You know, because I figure I'll have a couple
Well,
beers. You know.
Okay, so I also have got my hand on some edibles, and here's the funny part that they were brownies, and it's my friend got them for me. I didn't even know I was getting them, but he gave them to me on the hottest day so far this fucking summer, and like
Pretty bad.
between me getting to my car to the
They
house,
melted like a motherfucker, huh?
They fucking melted. So, I was like earlier, like I tried to open it. It's like, oh, maybe if I freeze it, like, I don't know. So you just kind of like stuck my tongue in the bag and licked it a little bit. Like, cool.
Chewing on plastic.
I'm like, oh, and then alcohol's like, hey, let's go get something. Like, I need to go pick up my kids. Okay, sure. And it all kicks in. Like, cool. I didn't eat the whole thing. I just was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, I can't do edibles, man. Like anytime I've ate weed, I get way too high, and then I'm like, I don't know when this is gonna go away because it lasts way longer when you eat it as opposed to smoke it.
That's why I don't eat the whole thing anymore. I made that fucking mistake.
I don't
Holy
like weed
shit,
anyway.
dude.
Weed gives me anxiety. I can't do it.
Yeah. I just like this drinking lately. I can just feel, I don't know, man. As I'm getting older, like, my body's just like, fuck that.
Yeah.
See, I can't drink too much. I am a lightweight and like projectile vomiter. It's like The Exorcist in my house when I drink too much.
The next day, I just feel like I've been poisoned, you know? I mean,
you
I
feel like garbage the next day for sure.
but it's just like now it feels longer and I just don't feel right. And like every time I think about it, like, I don't want to drink. And then everybody invites me out and they're like, I suppose. And we'll just go through this
Better
vicious
get ready for
cycle.
NebraskaCon, bruh. It's gonna be.
Oh, I know. That's
gonna be
why I'm not
fucking
doing
rough.
shit right now. Like I got the College World Series, and that's gonna be. That might be. I don't know. We'll see. I might be super drunk for that.
See, we gotta get really big because my dream for a sponsorship, I dream of a sponsorship deal. I once saw on Twitter someone sponsored by Jerky, and I would love that. That's my dream. I don't care if it's like 50 followers. If I can get a beef jerky sponsored,
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's fine.
You know what? I'm done. I just want someone to pay some of my bills. That's it. And all of them, in fact.
I assume that's asking too much. So I just want someone to send me a couple
So-
packets of jerky.
The reason we're doing this whole thing, I'm gonna start a Patreon. We're gonna start making money. I'm not gonna give you guys any of it, and I'm not gonna work.
You son of a
with
bitch!
Well, then as long as we get big enough that I can get I can just rub off on your famousness, that I can get my own Twitch viewers, you know?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get some jerky.
Break off.
Break off, do a solo bit. Let's get some jerky from it.
I'm just
We're
gonna
be
yell
like
at
a
my.
fucking 80s rock band. Fuck, gosh,
He's like, I'm gonna take this jerky.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna get
come
this
back.
sponsor with me, you fucks.
I'm gonna gain 100 pounds, then I'll come back to you guys.
I'll die. Like all that sodium. would
Come
just
back
kill me.
overweight with a cocaine habit.
There we go. I'm drinking. It would be like that, the heroin hero, where he's just.
I was just thinking about that, literally. He's just.
Sometimes you just gotta drive.
I just watched the Warcraft episode of South Park the other day. Fucking love that. It's still my favorite.
Yep, that's yeah.
Are you gonna sit out here and play games, or are you gonna do something that matters? Save the world. Warcraft.
Warcraft. How do you kill something that doesn't have a life? I'm a huge fan of that trilogy with the not trilogy. It was a 2-part series. The Gerbils. God.
Right. The Cloverfield thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they take Greg with them. They go on this long adventure.
Oh, the guinea pig one.
Yeah, the guinea pig. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And it's a guinea pirate. But the whole they take Greg with them, or they're he's just fuck this, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. I just watched that episode too.
Bit.
Craig is literally he's the guy that is the normal person in the insanity. He's like Superintendent Chalmers in The Simpsons, where he's totally normal, but he's put in a situation that's insane. And everybody acts like that's normal, but he's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's really
cool.
Also, game related, I love the Xbox One, PS4, Black Friday.
Oh, the Game of Thrones thing? Yeah.
That directly leads into Stick of Truth.
Mm-hmm.
The second episode ends in an ad for Stick of Truth.
Yeah, where they literally talk about the delay at the end of the episode. Butters talks about the delay. Butters might be one of the best fictional characters made in the last 100 years.
I just love him because he's just have you seen your father? No, I saw him downtown. He was watching Backdoor Fireman #8. It's got to be a good show. There's 7 more of them. He was wrestling this really big guy, but it looks like he lost a lot. He's saying this shit so fast and so nonchalantly that it just sounds like, wait, what did you say? Oh, fucking Butters. And everybody just hates him.
Yeah. One of my favorite Butters things ever is during Imagination Land at the very beginning. They have code names on the walkie-talkies, and Carter's coming faggot. This is faggot. Gets me every single time. It's hilarious. Super funny. Yeah, South Park. It's really good. All right, we back into it?
Sure. I was looking at stuff. There's actually 2 more Sony games I realized that were.
Yeah. Sony's got.
How the hell are they gonna? They're not gonna have time for all this. Some of this stuff will not be there.
Run 2.5 hours. Who fucking knows?
Well, they've already gone over God of War a lot already.
Well, most of the stuff this year should just be because I think one game they announced last year came out.
Yeah, that's the problem with Sony. They talk about games that aren't coming out for years. They've announced Kingdom Hearts 3, I think 3 years ago, and Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 years ago, and we haven't heard shit about that since.
Oh, actually, might hear about. Well, if we're lucky, that'd be Square Enix.
I would really love to see the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Did they say it just started? Now they've started development. Yeah.
Fucking Square Enix, dude. They are the worst. The fucking worst. Just don't tell me about your game until you are halfway done with the dev cycle. I don't want to know about that shit till it's in a playable alpha. I just don't need to know about the concept.
That could be 10 fucking years though.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Final Fantasy Zero, man? They're well, we don't know what the fuck this is. Let's just throw it out.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years.
I don't know. Square Enix is frustrating.
Just waiting on it. Yeah, I love that company because a lot of the stuff is really good. Even the remake of Tomb Raider. Well,
yeah. Well, except for the fact that it sold 3 million copies, and they were like, "Yeah, it's below expectations." Are you out of your fucking mind? 3 million copies is below expectation. Get the fuck out of here. Same thing with Hitman.
Yeah, I was about to bring up Hitman.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things about the new Hitman.
Hitman's fucking amazing. It's great.
And then they were like, "Nope, it's not good."
No way, dude. I mean,
IO Interactive, they just got let go from Square Enix.
Granted, I don't really care to play the same level over and over to try to kill somebody a totally different way, 3 different times. But just rolling up into those scenarios and finding a way to assassinate somebody is probably the most rewarding thing you can do.
It's the insanity of the situation. Because
yes,
you just have to take things as they come, and you're like, oh god, that guy saw me kill this dude with a fire extinguisher. I better kill him, take his clothes, and then figure out a different route to get to my assassination. So good.
Yeah.
And then I get a Santa outfit, and I'm like, I'm gonna murder everybody.
Yes. Oh, that was so fun.
Okay, so where do we want to start with Sony? Because there's
top of
so
the
much
list.
crap for them.
Last of
Oh,
Us
sir.
2. What-
So
what-
all we got from that, right, is a cutscene, right? There's been
Yeah.
nothing else
Grown Up
since
Ellie.
E3 last year. Yeah.
There's been a lot of speculation about that. That who knows what the actual story is. People are saying that like Joel's a ghost, ooh, spooky ghost. We don't know. We don't.
I should play the first one. So
Dude, that game's fucking
should.
rad.
it came with my PS3, and I, for some reason, played Arkham Origins first. which is a
Jesus
mistake.
Christ, what are you doing?
What
Why
are your
did you do that?
priorities?
You
Well,
played
I
the
could beat
worst
Arkham
Batman game.
Origins in like that was like 6 hours of gameplay versus however like the opening for Last of Us is about an hour and you do nothing. So that's kind of
It's
There's
so
a lot of story.
heart-wrenching, though.
But I think you just beat that in 20 hours. Maybe less.
I'm a bad gamer. I just
I'm a
fucking
bad
Overwatch.
gamer.
It's Overwatch's
No.
fault.
I'm with you. I've done just ridiculous shit. I've skipped out on like main titles just to play just small things I won't mention, but
Yeah. I don't know. Last of
Yeah.
Us is one of the best games of the entire last generation. And it probably has one of the best stories of the last generation.
it's the aspect of fear and storytelling is that really just
Well, they
It
took
takes
that
off, man.
concept of like, yeah, you live in a fucked up world, but this story is about people, like The Walking Dead kind of thing. But it made
yeah, you don't
everybody like you care about everybody in that story, and like fucked up the like things are at stake. Like people you meet in that story, like they fucking die, and you're like, holy shit, that's no, that was happening.
you can't really expect that. Like you meet up with a band of people that they're gonna live. I always expect that most of them are gonna fucking die in the process of saving you somehow. But
And that's
yeah,
one of the best torture scenes I've ever seen in a video game too.
mm, I'm still giving God of War that one. God
Yeah,
of War 3 with the Poseidon, the eye poke. Fuck
yeah, it's really good. Or when he rips that dude's head off.
Helion's head off. Oh,
I remember
made it
playing the
better.
demo. When
Yes,
that
they
demo
made
came
it
out,
better.
you got to the end and you start ripping his head off and you see the skin tear. I was like staring at my TV like, holy shit, video games! Like, what the fuck are you doing?
then they like go over a video of how they processed it. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can see how the skin's tearing. Like, yes.
So I
God of
guess
War's
do we
really
want to
bad.
skip over Spider-Man first and we could go to God of War? I mean,
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Well, might as well.
So I mean, God of War, we saw some gameplay, but it was like the most basic tutorial gameplay. That wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, it's just Kratos walking.
I wasn't. I can't even remember if it was real gameplay or if it was a cutscene.
I think
at
it
this
was.
point.
Yeah. Norse Gods.
What?
I want to see that.
Yeah.
It's rad. I don't care.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I mean, we've seen God of War, but now we get to see instead of I want to see how if they're gonna change up the combat.
That's what I was about to say. It's like it's not going to be like chain combo whips and all that shit. It's going to be more like maybe more like last. Oh my god.
I was thinking For Honor based off the game. I mean,
Yeah.
not the same style, but that slow, big, heavy-hitting style of the barbarians in For Honor.
Maybe
For some
like
reason, I have an idea in my
Colossus.
head that it's more like what's that game that just came out in February? The gorilla game,
Neo.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Like
Oh.
I feel like it's gonna be like that. I have no reason to think this, but in my mind, my head canon, it's gonna be like that. I don't know why. I think I'd be down with that.
I hope it's like fucking Neo. That's what I
Oh,
want to
Neo.
play it like.
Yeah, I agree. I just can't see it being this big combo game like Devil May Cry and the other God of Wars.
Yeah,
When
it
we're
doesn't
moving
look
to
like
this
moved on past
slow
that.
old
Slow.
man with an axe.
It seems to be that you're gonna be have a follower too, like your son. All the art that they've shown is Kratos and his son. So we might even be looking. Well, probably not really The Last of Us, because combat's just not that good in that game.
No, it was more fight or flee, and the fight was pretty wonky. Well, I wouldn't say
Yeah.
wonky, but it was like it's iffy.
Yeah, yeah. It's not great. I mean, you weren't playing that game for the combat; you were playing for the story. But
You were
God of War,
playing it.
I feel like it's gonna be kind of a two main character experience. Probably won't be co-op, but yeah, all I
Oh, yeah.
want from that guy, I just want to kill Norse gods. I want to go fight Odin. That's what I want.
Well, so what you brought up with Horizon Zero Dawn, do you think we're being tricked and we're going to ditch Kratos?
It
I
could
was
be the last story.
Just thinking about that. I mean, it'd be a bold choice, but
Because Horizon Zero Dawn starts you as like
a child.
4 years or something like that, yeah. So, I mean, if we start as the child learning to hunt, then we...
Yeah, I mean, that would be a twist similar to like Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 2, you're like Solid Snake, fuck yeah, and then like you get an hour in, and you're like, who the fuck is Raiden? And you play it for the rest of the game. It's really
But thinking
weird.
about it, we've seen Kratos' story all the way to completion.
Yeah. His
Now
story has started and ended.
I mean, we're going to see him fatherly and different, but do we really want to be the fatherly Kratos, or would it be better to bring in this new character? Kratos is now your mentor and dad, and now we have this new person. He doesn't have to die or anything; he'd still be around. But like, it makes sense when we're bringing it into this new world with a character that is now. If we're going to switching into Norse mythology, now we have this kid that I assume is half Norse.
Yeah.
And he'd be the gap from God of War in Greece to...
And he'd have to be part god if he's Kratos.
He might not even. Actually, he might not even be his real son.
I was just wondering that. Like, maybe if he's adopted, that this certainly isn't going to happen because you have to fight gods. Like, that's what
I mean,
God of War
like,
is.
yeah, he just bed a woman. You know what? He did bed some bitches in the first 3 games.
Yeah.
He's a bastard child. He got it. But like, I think it's more going to be of a story of like development between father and son, and like the last, like we were talking about earlier, like the old man Ezio. Like it feels, I don't know, if it didn't feel right playing an older version of him, and it kind of gets you a little bit, because you don't want to see an older person yourself. You want to play a young person. So I can totally see what, like, you could be teaching this kid as you grow up. And
Yeah, what if New God of War is like Logan?
ooh.
What? Oh shit.
I think you're on to
Well,
something.
thank God I don't have a PS4 because I
want to cry
would.
again.
Yeah, I was gonna say I already cried at Logan. I don't.
Yeah, dude. I was
We
joking
didn't,
up.
but I was choking up. Then I looked around. I had to chuckle because every man in the theater was crying. I was like,
yeah.
oh, damn.
Well, that's what I talked about with you. Like, Logan was so impactful because you're watching 2 characters die as opposed to 1. Like, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Wolverine. And it's
Well,
just
man-
like, my childhood can't handle this.
I mean, I felt it was pretty obvious when they announced Logan, but
Then
then
he
when
was
they were like, "We're gonna watch Shane," and I was like, "Oh no, Shane
Yeah.
leads with a gunshot wound. No,
Exactly what I was thinking. I was like, is
Yeah.
that fuck? Yes,
put on a
it's
different
true.
Western."
Put on Unforgiven. Wait, no, don't put that on either.
Yeah, Logan is the best comic book movie ever made, though. So, just want everyone to know that I think that.
I want to say The Punisher.
Punisher
With Dolph
Warzone?
Lundgren.
I was gonna say, it was-
Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Jeez.
The end.
That
Take it back.
Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck.
Oh,
Yeah, it's real bad.
I eventually want to get around to watching the director's cut. Apparently, there's an entire Coolio subplot that is cut from the movie that was released.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. We need more
Julio's still relevant.
Oh,
All right.
maybe we'll do a riff track of that. Who knows?
Yeah. I was thinking about that. Since we're starting this whole thing, I might just start riffing on movies again because that's always fun. Anyway, since we're talking
So
about
any
comic
other-
books,
yes. I was gonna say, any last thoughts on God of War? Because I mean, we haven't
yeah,
seen.
we don't
shit
know
other
enough
than-
to say anything really about it.
There was a
There's no
giant.
hope.
No,
Yeah, it was a big. Yeah. There's gods, and he has a lot of rage. That's
Yeah.
what he's known for. Kratos kills things.
Yeah, brutal.
He kills-
He kills
fucking-
things in the most brutal way possible. Yeah, Spider-Man. That game's gonna be fucking rad. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Spider-Man's gonna be fucking great.
Well, as long as they do, yeah. I mean, they just have to do web swinging right, and
Yep.
I mean,
All they
every
gotta do.
game's already got the Arkham Combat, so I mean, I figured Arkham Combat's probably a no duh for this.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. It makes
They
the
did
most
that.
sense for Spider-Man. I mean, dodge
He has
mechanics
spider
with a
sense.
character with spider sense. Yeah,
It makes more sense with him than it does with Batman.
Mm.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
I loved when they
Everything
did
they've shown
this.
from it, I want to see it. I want to play that game.
Yeah. I've been looking for a real good Spider-Man since Spider-Man Dimensions. That was such a fucking great game.
Web of Shadows is really good. It's old though, and Peter Parker's voice in that fucking game is the worst. But like everything else about the game is really good. But yeah, hearing the voice acting in that game is just like, oh my god, I wish I were born deaf.
I hope this game has alternate. I mean, there's almost no way it won't have alternate costume. Superhero game with a character with many iterations. I do not like the white spider. Remove it.
No, I don't like it either. Yeah, I think it's weird.
I mean, at least it does make sure that their game, if you look at the cover, I mean, if you're any sort of, person that cares even a little bit, you're going to tell that's not the same Spider-Man right now, which I assume is the entirety of the reason for the white spider.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do a Crimson outfit for the new one. Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Well, it's like the normal Spider-Man, but the just the spider on the chest and the back are white for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then he's got some white on his gloves too. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if they're what the new Spider-Man has, whether he has the he makes the web or if he has the web slingers. I don't know what they're doing with the new one. I don't think this is really a tie-in. It's just happening to come out at the same time to capitalize on the new movie.
It's just Spider-Man franchise. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
They could bring in Miguel O'Hara if they wanted to. Versus what's the new one? Oh shoot, I should know this. I was just talking about this. He's actually
the new Spider-Man.
Yeah,
what's his face. I don't know.
He's
Tom
actually
Holland.
No.
Oh.
The actual character of Spider-Man, not Peter Parker, but
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, yeah.
And then
they won't do that because everyone knows Peter Parker. Not many people probably
what are you talking about?
Miles Morales.
This is gonna be a Ben Reilly Spider-Man game.
Yes.
I almost went and bought some Spider-Man comics, and then I went and looked online. Everything's garbage. Don't read them. So I just didn't.
Dude, there's actually a really, really interesting storyline, but I don't want to convolute this whole podcast with just me talking about Spider-Man and how Dr. Octopus switched brains with him.
I love
that. Yeah, I heard about that too.
That's a great
Spider-Man
series.
is great. Yeah.
Yes, and even
it's silly, but it's great.
Miles Morales is even. I like him as a character. I still, you know what? You still got me there, Peter Parker, but it's not bad. But moving on. Fuck that. No comic book talk here. DT shit.
Hey,
Detroit
Spider-Man's
Become
there.
Human.
Okay, I am so excited for this game if it actually shows up there.
Yeah,
I feel
David Cage. It's such a toss up. I have no idea. That French bastard.
Dude, we were just. It always looks good. Then you come back a couple years later to play those games, and you're like, "Fuck, why did I do that?"
Yeah, I played Heavy Rain, and I was like, "This game's pretty good." And then I looking back on it, I'm like, "That game's not very good. What am I thinking?"
They always spend their too much time on the weird controller. This is how you move, and it's more realistic. No, just stop. We know how to move a controller. Just move the fucking character a little bit.
I just hope they get the voice acting down. Every fucking game he makes,
everyone.
It's in America, but everybody has a slight French accent. Dude, just go hire fucking Americans. What are you doing? Get it together, David Cage.
But it wouldn't sound like a David Cage game, man. you wouldn't know what you're playing. You're like, wait, is this
on every person in the game?
Is this a really good game? I don't fucking know. It's not David Cage.
Yeah. So the just fact that we're gonna get a neo-noir thriller around. Well,
yeah, it's cool.
I was about to say around the same time as Blade Runner, and I was like, oh no way! We still haven't heard shit since last year. There's no way this is coming out anytime this year. Likely.
Yeah. Who knows about that game? Just the setting alone makes me want to play it. Because cyberpunk stuff, I like that stuff. I'll probably play it. Who knows if I'll enjoy myself throughout it, but I don't know.
You fooled me so many times before.
Yeah. Fucking, I haven't played Beyond Two Souls.
I tried it, and it's not bad until you get her to start dancing at a party where everybody's drinking. You're like, this is awkward. I don't want to be an awkward teenage girl with psychic powers, so I'm going to stop playing this.
Right.
So I know something's going to go bad, and it's going to be like, I'm going to fuck some shit up with my psychic powers.
It's a weird ghost thing. I don't really know much about that game.
They also really didn't explain a lot. They're like, here, you're jumping between stories, and you got this connection with somebody. And all right, now you got Willem Dafoe as the father. That's not weird.
That game came out the same year as The Last of Us, and a girl I used to work with at GameStop tried telling me that game was her game of the year over The Last of Us. Like, you're out of your fucking mind. What was wrong with you?
I forgot about that game, and I watched an entire Let's Play of it when it came out.
Really?
Oh, man.
I don't remember anything about it, but I remember. I was like, oh, that's the one that actually has Ellen Page versus Last of Us that looks like it has Ellen Page.
Right?
Page, yeah.
This is so great. You're like, wait, there's 2 games with Ellen Page? Fuck yeah. And then they had that nude hack on that dev kit, and you're like, oh, that went really well.
Yeah.
That was a fucking fiasco.
Red Dead 2.
So yeah.
Red Dead 2.
So I want to talk about something else along with this after we talk about Dead 2 a bit. So this has been delayed, obviously. Wow. When was this delayed?
It's a Rockstar game, so it'll probably come out next May.
Yeah.
That's what Rockstar games do. That's just what they do. That shouldn't have been shocking to anyone. The way Jeff Gerstmann put it is like, it's not shocking, but at this point you'd think they'd know better. Right? Because they should. Every single game they have, they know how long that game's going to take. They just announced it, 2 months ago? And they're like, 2017. And then 2 months later, they're like, actually, probably 2018. Just tell me that straight up the first time.
So this is one of the few games I'm happy I have an Xbox One for, because it's, Red Dead Redemption never came to the fucking PC.
Yeah.
And this game is not announced as a PC release at all still, which brings me to the same worry. Then again, if they have some multiplayer with, fucking online transactions, I'm sure in 2 years after it finally comes out, so 4 years from now maybe, we'll get it on PC.
Right.
Yeah.
Red Dead 1 might be my favorite game of the whole last generation. I have many good memories in that game, and the storyline was really good. It's the only Rockstar game I have ever finished the story of, other than Max Payne. But open world games, it's the only Rockstar game I've ever finished.
You beat the first Max Payne?
No. Max Payne 3.
Okay.
That was made by Rockstar. No, not Remedy. Yeah, Remedy did the first 2, and then Rockstar.
Oh, yes, you're right. Shit. Also a good game.
I have not played Red Dead. I do own it now, because I didn't have a PS3 for the longest time, and then I also didn't have a working Xbox for the longest time. So my wife tried to play it, and I mentioned it earlier, she can barely hold a controller, so she kept getting as the stupid parts in the game where you're still in the guided missions where they're like, you need to capture horses, apparently doing the riding the horse while also trying to capture the horse. She failed. So now I should eventually go back and beat it, because it's one of those games. People, if it's brought up, won't shut up about how great it is, and I'm like, I'm sure it is.
It's the best Rockstar game in my opinion, easily.
I don't think that'd be very hard for me, because I barely played any of the Grand Theft Auto campaigns. They've never really interested me.
Yeah, a lot of Grand Theft Auto is just the settings. The worlds they build are better than anyone else in the industry, but a lot of the gameplay around those isn't that great. And their stories are really satirical, and if you're into that, then they're good, but who knows? That was why I like Red Dead so much, because Red Dead was fairly serious. The DLC they put out for it was not serious at all, and it was really good, but the story through Red Dead was really good. You follow a guy who used to be an outlaw, and now he's trying to straighten up, but he's under the thumb of the Pinkertons, maybe? No, not Pinkertons, that's not right. Some government agency, I don't know. It's really good though. Yeah, Red Dead 2, whenever that game comes out, I'm assuming it's going to be my game of the year that year. Because I really, really like Red Dead. We don't get enough Western games, and I want more of them.
And so this is one that's not announced to be there. This was kind of my.
They have a partnership with Sony, though. It'll be there.
Yeah. So that's what I'm wondering if they're even gonna. What do we have to show at this point that isn't just a teaser? That's gonna be.
Well, they haven't really shown much gameplay or anything. They've shown some like quick video clips, and that's about it. Just like guys riding off in this sunset. Nothing really close up. Nothing about story. Nothing about character.
I just wonder since they've immediately. We've immediately moved it back a year already, which kind of. Sony's conference is already packed, so I'm wondering if this is something that gets pushed to another conference, or hell, if it's not released by E3 next year.
Red Dead is such a big thing, like Sony wants that at their conference, for sure. So Red Dead is basically, I wouldn't say it's as big as Grand Theft Auto, but it's up there. There aren't many franchises that can compete with anything Rockstar makes.
I also guess, looking at the rest of this list, what the point I just tried to make doesn't even make sense since we're only talking about games almost from last year.
Right. Yeah, what next? Days Gone? Is that the one with all the crazy zombie stuff?
One thing I wanted to mention about Rockstar real quick. So, did you guys hear about... So, somewhere accidentally announced Bully 2 was...
I saw that, yeah.
And then they immediately called bullshit, but... Yeah. So, but I mean, every company is going to call bullshit on something they have not announced at all, like they did with the Halo trailers. So, I'm wondering if Red Dead doesn't have much to show, Bully 2 announcement would be also fairly massive.
It would be really big. People really like that game. I've never actually played it. I own it. I should play it, but I just haven't done it yet.
And
it's still very playable. I mean, hell, if you can still play Vice City.
Yeah. I have it on PC. I need to sit down and play it because I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It's a real fun game. It's not as serious as murdering people, but
right.
It's around that edge. That's another thing I want to bring up about Red Dead. The things I liked about that game is it's more realistic that you can dodge the law because they don't have photographs back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not realistic when you play in Grand Theft Auto 5 where you have all this technology and things get recorded.
I go hide in an alley for 5 minutes and then
you drive the same fucking car and then you drive off. Yeah, it was great back in the 90s, maybe 80s, but I can't see it now. But now you go back to the Western, hell yes. Like, here's a sketch drawing of me, that doesn't look like me.
Also, Red Dead Online is some of the most fun I've had with friends in an online game ever.
I missed out on that.
The worst.
You fucking Tom.
The betrayal. It's deep in my heart.
I hope someday I will betray you as well, or tie you to the train tracks and
yeah, that's one of the best achievements I've ever gotten. You hog-tie someone and put her on the train tracks, dastardly. But Bully 2, that was a weird thing. It just kind of popped up last night, and then it got taken off their website, which Rockstar keeps things close to the chest. They don't really. They're such a big company, they don't have to talk to people. Like, if Rockstar announces something, they could literally just tweet it, and then the whole world will be talking about it, Right. So I don't know how Game Informer would have that information.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if it's a leak this close to E3, if they were going to show a short teaser and
that's absolutely true, though.
Yeah.
Because we are close to E3, and this is when things do leak.
So, a teaser in the middle, a 30-second clip showing something and announcing the game exists will take no time off of Sony's and build up so much hype. It would make sense. But they've also said it wasn't true at all, so, it's very possible the entire Bully thing was bullshit. And
they would say that anyway. If it were absolutely true, they'd still say that. It seemed really odd, because they had a whole title and everything. A title with a subtitle. So, where the fuck are they pulling this information from,
So I think that's one that we can speculate on that might happen, but who knows?
Yeah, I need to play that first game. If it gets announced, I'll probably install it and try to play it. Days Gone. I don't know. That's a zombie game by the SOCOM people.
I see the first few things I see are open world, brutal sandbox combat, unique enemies, unique setting, and I just.
None of those things are unique.
Yeah, the pictures look. It is a Pacific Northwest. from the pictures, if it does end up looking like this will be a very nice looking game. But
Yeah,
and it says
the
it's
big
going to
thing they're
focus on
touting
relationships.
is the amount of characters on screen.
Yeah.
If you've watched videos, because it's literally like giant groups of zombies, like crazy amounts of zombies, which I think they can do now. If you played Dead Rising, the new one, there were a lot of fucking characters on screen in that game, but
Did they gray them out though?
what's that?
Did they gray out like a? No, that's not the one. I was thinking like when they got most of them on the screen, like the borders were more grayed out, and you actually couldn't really see the.
I don't think so. Not in Dead Rising 4. But Days Gone, it's hard for me to get excited about that.
Yeah,
game.
I mean, the one thing that could make it good is if it does have those Last of Us relationships I hear so much about, and
Right.
they're supposedly it's going to be about it's going to be the same thing as Last of Us except more open worlds where it's about characters surviving together supposedly. So if they
Right.
do that, I guess they could make an amazing game, and Sony's exclusives lately have been, so it's possible. But the title is boring as hell.
Yeah. The setting's
got an
not
idea for
good
this game.
either. Like Zombie Apocalypse, we've been doing this for years. I don't know.
They need to just rip off Rust and just have everybody naked and then run from
Rust.
zombies and hit each other with rocks. And I would play that game
Rust
because
is ridiculous.
what's more scarier than zombies? Humans. See, naked humans with rocks. That's scarier than that. The end. Build
Humans
a
are the real
fortress.
monsters.
Oh.
Crash Bandicoot.
Man, I just don't care about that series. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, I say that, but then when I played the Crash Bandicoot section in Uncharted 4, super nostalgic. I had a big ass smile on my face the whole time I was playing Crash Bandicoot, and then having like Nathan Drake talk over the background of like, what the fuck are we playing? Like that was such a good part of that fucking game. It was so good, and they did it twice. Yeah,
See,
Crash. I don't know if Crash translates to today's gaming because the camera angle is really awkward. It's a lot of running at the camera, running away from the camera.
I don't know, just the type
I
of
think
game.
that game comes out right after E3. Like, it comes out this month, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I imagine if we hear anything about Crash related to this, it'd be that they have actual Crash plans. So,
well, the weird thing about it, Sony doesn't own that IP anymore. That's Activision. So it's a partnership, and I don't know if a Sony first party would be working on it. I doubt they would want to push one of their. They're not going to go get Guerrilla Games to go make a fucking Crash game, I don't know what to think about it. Crash was good, and he was a staple of the original PlayStation and their advertising and stuff. But as far as an IP, I can't be helped to care.
Well, you can segue that to the Uncharted.
Yeah. Lost Legacy. It's following what's her face? Chloe? Is that right?
Yeah, the two. I thought it was both girls. Was it? No, it's Chloe.
I've not played the other ones, but the box art they have shown so far did have both the girls from.
Yeah. It's. I don't think it's Elena. I think it's Chloe and the chick you fought in Uncharted 4. I can't remember her fucking name. I'll play that.
The fourth one.
I haven't actually played the Last of Us DLC. Did you ever play that?
Oh, no. I've watched gameplay on it instead.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it was way more story based. I don't really.
That's
I'm not really
that's
into
why
DLC.
like you can actually watch somebody play it where he's like, all right, now what you're gonna do here is press 3 buttons and you're just gonna listen to a story.
Well, DLC is also just hard because especially if it doesn't come out. As much as people complain about DLC that comes out soon after the game, if it comes out while you're still playing a game, I'm more likely to get to it. It's kind of shitty.
People used to
I
bitch
at least
about
play
that.
it.
But if you release DLC 6 months later, I probably don't give a shit. realistically.
Yeah, see, look, I love Bloodborne. I love playing that shit. But then you're gonna add the fucking DLC for it, and it's even harder than the first one. I haven't
Yeah,
played this
very
game
hard.
in 3 months. Now I gotta rehearse my fucking. I just gotta sync myself back up and start staring at body parts again.
My problem with that is I was on New Game Plus, right?
Yeah, me too.
And then I had to go into it, so that means everybody's like doubly hard, and I'm just getting wrecked. And I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking play this. And in order to actually play it, I have to start a new character and then get leveled up to the point where I can compete in here, and then do it again.
Well, that's like so. Mass Effect 3. I love the Mass Effect series. The ending was terrible. Whatever. But I didn't realize until Andromeda was about to come up and I tried to do a full playthrough. I had never played Omega or Citadel. And those are both very good DLCs, and Citadel gives this, gives you the heartfelt into the series that everyone wanted. And I was like, oh, I forgot about these because they came out so long after the game.
It's too late. I mean,
In a
people
game that
try
only
to
takes
say
10
like,
hours.
oh, if this is coming out so soon, it should have been in the game. They don't understand that games like get finished, and then all those guys don't have shit to do until it ships. So they work on new projects, and that's typically what DLC is. It's a lot of people that don't understand how game development works.
Yeah, I got over that whole thing a long fucking time ago. The rest of the world does too. Like DLC, you gotta imagine, like, we've been paying $60 for video games for the last 3 decades.
And
How's
dev
that
costs
even-
have gone up
Yeah,
by, like, it's impossible to even like think of like how much it went up. Back in the day, they were making like Mario Brothers, where you scroll on a screen, and now they have to build entire worlds.
and they're talking about like 5 guys in a basement somewhere trying to like do some code and make it work. Now you're talking about teams.
Literally
Can you
thousands
imagine
of people. Like
The rock
Assassin's
star
Creed shit.
building. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, $60,
Right.
no fucking way. But they make it work, and then that's how we do it. We just do DLC. Pay your dues. If you like it, you like it. I don't know. I just don't like the whole argument with DLC. I think it's kind of stupid.
No, it's dumb.
I mean,
Microtransactions I don't really enjoy, but like sometimes you got Overwatch and I like the boxes.
yeah. The only one I really don't like was like Mass Effect 3's From Ashes DLC. It came out immediately. Most of it was on the disc, which means it was done before,
Yeah.
That was the one where I was like, well, that's kind of shitty, especially because the character was so important to the lore.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you
I
missed
remember
out
that
so
guy.
much for not having the. Hey guys, here's the last living Prothean. That'll be $10.
Thank you for giving me the extra portion of the story I should have gotten.
Yeah, and he had important story dialogue on several missions, especially when you went to the home planet of the Asari. He had so many things when you're in the temple, and it was just like, this is not something that should have been left out. Like Leviathan, cool DLC, doesn't matter. Omega, Citadel, all the same. I enjoyed them, don't matter. From Ashes, on the disc, should have been there. That's kind of where I start to get pissy. But if it comes even a month or two afterwards, it's like, oh, that's good. Month, I've played the game. I'm probably still partially in it because I'm pretty slow at beating games because I play so many multiplayer games. It'll keep me going and invested. But
yeah, if you're coming out 6 months after the release, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's just don't care. I'm done with that game. That game came out months ago. There's especially like years like this year where there's new crazy games coming out like every other week. Like, I just don't have time for your DLC anymore. Okay, Gran Turismo, like
Third racing game. Better cars.
yeah. I don't care.
yeah,
It's not even like F1. Like, we have not got the difference between like F1
No,
racing
street
and
cars.
stock racing.
Just talking
They're all
street cars.
street cars. Cool.
Yeah.
it was announced.
There's not much to say
Dude,
about
I'm not
it.
gonna
If you've
dog
played
it,
Gran
I
Turismo in the
love-
past, you know what that game is.
Exactly. I love the old ones, but like there were certain tracks where you could just put a rubber band to the
Dude, literally, I've
To the back of the
literally done
controller.
that.
yeah.
I got the fastest car because it was like an 8-hour race or something. Like, well, I'm not sitting here for fucking 8 hours, so I just put a rubber band on it and let it go.
And yep, that's it.
woo.
But
Yeah,
I mean, they've added more shit, and then like they're getting more fun with these games, and like I said earlier, like you can see the suspension moving and all that other shit. That's great that they keep going with it, but 3 in 1 year, no,
yeah,
I don't fucking
care.
know.
That's another thing we're probably going to see from Microsoft that we didn't talk about is Forza, but we don't need
Forza
to talk
4K,
about
woo!
Yeah, Forza's
Pretty
coming out.
cars.
Yeah. Vampire.
I want to play it.
Yeah, I'll play
Yep.
that game. It's by the guys
mean-
that did Life is Strange. So I don't
Weird.
know what other games they've done because Life is Strange is like a point-and-click adventure, basically. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't
if
know
it's
what.
better than that one. What was it? Fucking Dark game that came out like 5 years ago. That
The Order, whatever, blah blah blah, or
something dark.
Vampire game.
Yeah,
I
it
can't.
looked pretty, but it was really bad.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it's just Dark, isn't it? Just called Dark.
Yeah, it was called Dark. That's what it was.
Yeah, no, that game was bad. Yeah,
But
I worked
this
at
actually looks like
GameStop
real
at the
fucking
time.
vampires.
Like one of the people I worked with was like, "I'm super psyched on this game," and I'm like, "I've never heard of that studio or that IP. I bet that game's garbage." And then it was.
you know, for Vampire, honestly, after you said point and click adventure, let's do a horror point and click adventure set, you know, in industrial England. I'm all for that. I
Yeah,
don't
me
even
too.
care. Because then
I
at
really
least
like
then
that
we
setting.
know they can
Look at-
focus on the plot and we don't have to worry about whatever dumb vampire gameplay they
You
come
can
up
make
with.
it a murder mystery as you're a vampire. I would fucking play because I like old like England during that era. Plus,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the color
for sure.
shading.
Industrial Revolution stuff. That's just rad.
Yes.
That's why I wanted to play Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and then I was like, "Oh, this is just Assassin's Creed. I don't care about this." All right, we're about to jump into some shit. I'm gonna take like a 30-second break, and then I'll come right back.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick too.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So we get that sponsorship from G Fuel yet, so everyone can.
Yeah, I've already got emails about it.
Oh my god. I'm joking. I hope if I ever became famous, I would never. I see people drinking random things from these companies online. They're like gamer energy drink. I'm like,
Right.
I bet that's bad for you.
Yeah, that's probably really, really fucking bad for you.
And you're already a Twitch streamer full time. I doubt you're like. That's,
Right. You sit in a chair for 9 hours a day.
Don't push it.
Is Bill back? Is he here? No. Oh, wait. Fucking Nintendo's coming out.
Oh.
That fucking Pokemon Direct, Jesus.
Yeah, so they
Fuck
have
that
3
shit.
big games coming out next year for the 3DS, and I'll wait. But I'm wondering, I doubt we'll
So
see any of
over
them, but I
3DS.
made a list. I was, and I still have so many games to play for it, which is why they need to stop making them.
Yeah, I say that, but like when I leave the house and I know I have to go somewhere and sit for a while, I take my 3DS with me.
I take my 3DS to the bathroom. That's its main place it's used. And my wife's like, "Are you still in there?" I'm like, I'm pooping as I finish up like the third fight in Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I've had like doctor's appointments lately. I'm just like, I'm gonna take my 3DS, I'll play Pokemon.
Or worse, when I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, that's a long ass game. Did you ever finish that?
Yeah,
Did you?
I think I was at 100 hours when I beat it.
Jesus. That's
Oh
what
my
I was
God,
at with Persona 5.
It gets so insane. There's lots of stuff about gods fighting at the end. And you're like, wait a minute. I remember 100 hours, 80 hours ago when I was just a little guy with a tiny sword,
right.
and now we're in Godland. So
I got to the part where the like princess girl, she has to do a trial. Do you know what I'm talking about?
yep.
That's where I'm at in the game.
Yeah, you start to spend a bunch of time on Arcanus as well and shit like that, and then you go back and forth, and then it just goes insane.
Yeah.
I loved it. I need to play X.
That game, I couldn't get into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't
never even got a
either.
mech.
Everyone talks. Well, apparently, Skells are like 40 hours into the game,
Yeah, for sure.
but like, I didn't care about the characters, and everyone you meet at the beginning is such a douchebag. They're like,
Yeah, they're all really bland. Which
but yeah, everyone is boring, has no character. But then they're also like, no matter it's. I mean, this is a super JRPG thing. I've come to realize. Of hey, here's a question. Fuck you. Answer yes. Damn it.
right.
I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't know.
Oh man.
Let's get rid of the illusion of choice. I mean, we can just say,
You
just
don't have to
remove
give
the
me choice
question.
if you're not actually giving me choice.
Especially when it really turns out there is no choice in any question ever,
Right.
unless it's, hey, what group do you want to be a part of? Well, that's a choice, but that's it. So
It has no like real impact though. Billy back?
Yeah.
What are you eating?
Pizza.
What kind of
They
pizza?
got me pizza like 2 hours ago, and I'm like, shit.
Alright. We ready? I'm gonna
Nope.
unpause this recording. Tell me when you're done eating, actually.
Oh, dude, I got like 3 slices in front of me. Just go.
Alright.
I got, they're gonna hear me eating.
Alright. Nintendo. Start
Damn.
out. What the first thing? The rumor is this thing is only 30 minutes long.
yeah, we're not getting shit.
Yeah. What are you doing, Nintendo?
Mario
I don't understand.
Odyssey.
Yeah, and Mario Odyssey will probably be the gist of it because, like, I would guess they spend at least 10 minutes on that thing, so that only leaves 20 minutes for everything else they should be showing. I mean, Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey, I'm super excited for it. It's the first 3D Mario they've had since Sunshine, which Sunshine's barely a Mario game. You shoot water. It seemed like it was like a concept for Splatoon. But Mario Odyssey, I don't know. My main worry, and this probably doesn't really matter, but like when Sonic went to the real world, shit got bad fast. Like I don't want that to happen with Mario. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, the real world for Mario in this game is New Donk City.
It's New
which
Donk
is,
City.
like,
Yeah.
built super high up in this weird. I think once we actually see gameplay outside of the teaser, I think we'll start to see more standard Mario. I mean, it's still going to be the city, which is going to be a weird setting,
Mhm.
but I think we'll start to see more Mario stuff since it's supposed to be New Donk City instead of some actual city.
Right. Yeah, Mario. I'll get that game. Mario games are good.
And thankfully, Mario already has a love interest, so we don't have to worry about a human one.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. Fucking Sonic. Jesus. What is Sega thinking? Like, what are you doing?
Hey, we might be getting some good Sonic games. We got Sonic
Sega
Mania
looks good.
and Sonic Forces, which looks pretty cool as well, except for the
You
whole.
get to make your own Sonic. Hey, you want to be a furry?
I don't think you have to, thankfully. Hopefully. I don't want to have my own Sonic. I want regular Sonic.
Yo, listen. That shit is going to be a gold mine for. It's going to be a gold mine for what's that website where people draw things?
DeviantArt.
DeviantArt motherfuckers are gonna make bank from that shit.
Oh,
Because all those
All the
Sonic nerds are
porn.
gonna be like, I made myself in Sonic. Draw me having sex with this other
What are you
Sonic
saying?
character.
I'm sure they've ripped the assets from DeviantArt to make the Sonic character creator.
Right.
I didn't know until I heard a few people talking about on other things. I had no idea there was so much insane Sonic fan art, which doesn't. I mean,
Oh,
like
dude.
Rule 34 stuff doesn't surprise me. I know that exists, but the amount of people that are like drawing themselves as weird Sonic characters,
Mhm.
or worse, weird Shadow-like characters. I don't.
Shadow's the
Shadow.
fucking worst.
I
Shadow.
The internet's a dark place.
It gets
all
real
I'm
bad.
saying.
You go Google Sonic and see what you find. This shit's terrible.
I've seen like all my favorite cartoons on DeviantArt and the nastiest shit I've ever seen. I'm like, great, cool.
Thanks for ruining my
Well,
childhood.
Yeah, I mean, like Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Don't
Oh.
ever fucking stop that.
Fucking deviant art. It's like
I've
borderline
got
as
friends
bad as
that are
Tumblr.
on there, and they actually legit. You know, they do legit things on there, and they draw and they put all their shit up there, and it's not porn. I'm like, that's great. You did great things, and then all their friends are just porn.
Right.
Well, just yeah, whatever. That's the internet. It's porn and cat videos.
Yeah, that's all the internet's for. It's for people to. I think that's like the worst thing about the internet / best thing, because like everybody had weird fetishes, and then they went online. And they were like, "I'm not the only one." And
Right.
let these people meet up to become even worse.
Hey, I don't think they're meeting up, thankfully.
Yeah, probably not.
God.
They're talking on the internet.
Yeah, so the internet's good. It's a
Worse
containment
again.
zone.
Really? Yeah. We don't want those people out in the real world. Yeah, I mean, Mario Odyssey, we don't know a ton about it. We've had, like 3 minutes of footage, and that's about all we know.
And it was all pre-rendered cutscene like stuff,
Yeah.
as far as we can tell. So I mean, it could be Mario 64 like. This could be enough. We could have to remove the Joy-Cons, and it could be Mario Galaxy 3. We don't. I mean, yeah.
Right.
I doubt it, but you know, who knows with Nintendo?
Speaking of Nintendo,
super bizarre.
if we could get anything, I would like a remaster of Galaxy 1 and 2, because we have Joy-Cons now, and I'm sure that they're as good as the Wiimote was. I really want that game. I want Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I didn't give those the time that they needed back when they came out, but I want to play them again. But I don't.
I have never played it.
Really?
But Walmart had it recently on their clearance shelf for $5, so I picked it up like a week ago.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so I'll have to grab it. I'll have to play it at some point.
Yeah,
soon.
you need a Wiimote and shit, which I don't have anymore.
Oh, I still have my Wii U, so I have all sorts of shit.
Bunch of dumb peripherals, because Nintendo's weird.
I know, I got my GameCube controllers, my 4 Wiimotes.
I got all that
More
sitting in a
Wiimotes?
box.
Yeah, I mean,
friends.
yeah, I mean, we played Mario Kart, the main thing,
Oh, yeah.
which is why. Okay, so before we get into the rest of this, Nintendo needs to stop. I get why they're doing it, and they're not going to stop because it's working so well. Which is why I fear, and we've already mentioned this before earlier tonight. God damn, they're gonna have to rename it because I think Super Smash Bros. It's Super Smash Brothers U. So
It'll be Super Smash Brothers Deluxe.
I hope it's U Deluxe, but like with Smash Brothers it won't be as bad because the DLC for that game was way too expensive. Like
Yeah,
I
I
think
bought
it'd be-
Cloud. That's all I
it'd
bought.
be like $80 to buy everything.
That's ridiculous.
So I mean,
I would do
in
it.
some ways it would be pretty good because there was a lot of characters afterwards. Because there's Lucas, Mewtwo, shit ton of characters before they even had those like popular boat characters.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone that was actually loyal and bought a Wii U, and loyalty doesn't really matter, but it's frustrating that every game coming for the Switch this year, except for that's why I'm very excited to buy Splatoon 2 almost, is a goddamn port of a Wii U game because it didn't sell well. I mean,
yeah,
Mario Kart.
it makes sense to me why they're doing it, because the Wii U didn't sell well and most people didn't play those games. And they can re-release them. I mean, look at how well Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did. I mean, I think the amount of people that bought it is like 50% of Switch owners bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, that you don't get that on any console where people 50% of your user base owns the same game, you know. So it makes sense from a business standpoint, but yeah, it kind of sucks we're just getting a lot of ports.
I will say though, Mario Kart 8 is the best Mario Kart I have played. It is my favorite by far.
Definitely.
I've heard
That's really good.
other people say Double Dash, but I've never played them. So I'm gonna stay with 8.
Yeah, 8 Deluxe is really good.
So what's not on here, and I would not be surprised about, especially with those leaks earlier, that are supposedly fake, but everything's fake until it's proven true, pretty much.
Right.
Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers U port. That'll include all the characters, which honestly, at least compared to Mario Kart 8, which all of its DLC costed about $12.
Right.
And I mean, other than having the Wii U part, like, it will actually be a good deal to get a Game of the Year complete edition of Smash. And the game, I mean, honestly, Smash Brothers, I mean, it upsets me because I own it. But at the same time, Smash Brothers really does not, I mean, I'll probably piss off some people playing their, whatever the Melee on the GameCube, but Smash Brothers doesn't change.
No, it really doesn't.
Mechanics become slightly different. Oh, this one's a little faster or slower, whatever it is. But, Smash Brothers, I don't even think it should be a game. That's a different story, but it doesn't change enough to be like, really, each one's like an expansion, adding characters better. So, as long as they add a few new characters for the Switch one, which with Mario Rabbids, I mean, it'd be a perfect time to bring in Rayman, a few other characters. I think it would actually, this is the only port that I'd be really, this is a good idea.
I would be shocked if we don't get that game. It would be legitimately shocked if they don't show something about Super Smash Brothers at E3 this year. It seems like such an easy sell. Not to mention that they're releasing all these old games for the Switch. I mean, it would be dumb of them not to do something with it, Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Yeah!
Oh my god, please come out this year.
That game ain't coming out this year. That game is not coming out this year. It might come out in Japan this year, but we aren't going to get it. I wonder
I just
who's
want to say
working
this
on that.
game. Just the thought of this game just gives me a boner.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It looks more anime-ish, but whatever, I can deal with that. It's Monolith. They've made really good games.
I'm gonna play it on the Switch.
I played it on. I played Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on the 3DS, so I'm excited for anything that doesn't look like shit.
Dude, that game looks like such garbage. It's so bad. It's like low res and on a 240p screen. Just like, oh god.
Yeah. So the idea of any of it coming on the Switch, I'm like, I don't care what the graphic style was. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 1 now that I've finally beaten it. Put it on something that doesn't play like shit.
That's how I felt after the Wii, because I was playing the Wii on a high-def TV, and everything looked bad. Everything looked bad. And the Wii U came out and made everything look better, but still. Playing a Wii game on a HD TV, just, my eyeballs.
I did that with that last Zelda game they did.
Skyward Sword.
Fuck!
Yeah, that game did not look good. You haven't played
No.
Breath of the Wild, have you?
Oh no, man. So I know I should buy a Switch right away, but life choices sometimes leads me to buying other shit.
I was just playing it last night, actually. Yeah, I just picked it up for no reason, started playing it a little bit.
But in all actuality, though, I want to say that 2017 is my favorite year for video games so far.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, the only contenders are like
2009.
What's that?
I was gonna say what was the year that Fallout 3? Not Fallout 3.
The year of the Mass Effect came out was 2007.
2007.
That is considered one of the best gaming years ever. And then the only thing comparable is like 98, which was like GoldenEye, Ocarina of Time, Final Fantasy VII was 97, but it was really close. I think it was at 97, and Half-Life.
Yeah. This is I mean, I'm loving this year. So even if I get to the Switch, I've got a backlog of shit. I've never even played that Horizon Dawn yet. I don't know if it's saying it's worth playing right away, but
I played that game until Zelda came out, and then I stopped playing that game.
The priorities, I still need to go back and beat fucking Persona.
Yeah, so Xenoblade Chronicles coming out this year. Yeah, I'm in the same Persona. I have I'm 10 hours in.
Oh god.
Yeah, I know.
You're 10% into that game.
I know. So Xenoblade, I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. If Xenoblade Chronicles comes out, I probably will drop everything, especially from the short clip they showed, and we saw. Once again, Xenoblade Chronicles has a X. The other thing I didn't like about X is we lost the scale. I mean, there was big monsters.
Right.
But I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
You were on
the scale.
The world was literally 2 giant monsters.
So the idea that we saw we're obviously on something above the clouds, and then we saw some giant fucking either serpent or like squid arm going past. I was like, oh my god, let me kill that. Let me fight gods again.
Let me go fight that.
Yes. I want to fight it.
Yeah, I want to play that game. That's another, like, I'll pick it up day one. That's kind of the thing with Nintendo games. Like, we complain about them constantly, but the minute they release a new game, I'm like, yeah, I'll get that. Fire Emblem Warriors.
So this has to be soon, right? If they say anything about it, I have to assume. I mean, what's to do with this game? I feel like all they have to do is go, hey, someone get us Hyrule Warriors, switch out the skins, and then they're
literally. That's all those fucking Warriors games are.
They did show that obviously, they're bringing in like the critical attacks. They are like the one thing I really liked about Hyrule Warriors is they did a lot to make it feel like obviously it was still a brawler beat 'em up game, but they did a lot to bring in Zelda elements. You felt it, and it looks like with the crit mechanic, we're gonna have the same thing coming in with this, and I enjoy that as well. So that's, hopefully it comes out this year, and it doesn't. The other big worry is if the Switch is underpowered, if there's too many enemies on the screen, will it run okay? Because there was big issues, at least on the 3DS, with Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, 3DS is old, though, at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to expect, since it's the new gen console, that Fire Emblem Warriors look better than Hyrule Warriors.
I'm sure it will.
And I think it still had some issues on the Wii U as well, because I bought that game because it was on sale not that long ago.
I've never played it.
It's good. I mean, it's still obviously a Dynasty Warriors game, but with Zelda characters. But like I said, you fight a bunch of the bosses, and they all do bring in the mechanics from. Every boss has the mechanics from the games, So, King Dongo. I'm terrible at names.
Dodongo.
Yeah, Dodongo. You have to, throw bombs under him and shit. Get him to eat bombs and stuff like that. They do keep all that in there, which I think makes it. I mean, it feels like they give it a Zelda feel, which is great.
Right, that's better than just like I'm gonna run around and hit X bunch or hit square rather.
Dynasty Warriors with
like that Berserk game. I fucking played that game and it was not very good.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, I mean it's cool at first because you're guts and you're like destroying things, and then you're like, I've been doing this for 10 hours. I'm done. Literally just running around killing things.
Flash here.
The 10 hours reminds me of one other thing. So there was this big map thing in Hyrule Warriors that basically made it so you could play the game. I think to fully beat the adventure mode, not the story mode, would take like 100 hours.
Oh my god.
So they did give quite a bit of replayability. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It just gives
I couldn't imagine playing a Dynasty Warriors game for 100 hours. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's like a Zelda game, like they're just gonna rehash all the shit in the same maps.
Right.
So that's just like Zelda.
But it's nice. It gives replayability where, I mean, it's not like it's Dynasty Warriors, so it's not hard.
For people that want that, that's great. That's not something that I want.
Yeah, I barely played it, but it's nice to know it's there. So hopefully they'll implement something like that in Fire Emblem Warriors to keep it replayability. Otherwise, it's just another shitty Dynasty Warriors game.
I kind of wish they went more into the RPG stuff because Dragon Quest Heroes. That goes more into the RPG stuff. I didn't play a ton of that game. Dragon Quest Heroes.
Yep,
that's the full title. Yeah.
The second one just came out.
Mm-hmm. It's coming out for the Switch eventually. But yeah, I played the first one, played a little bit. It seemed to have more variety than most Dynasty Warriors style games do. Fire Emblem Switch. It's the first, Fire Emblem game on a console since the Wii?
Radiant Dawn on the Wii, I think.
Yep.
I'm excited. I like Fire Emblem, but I mean, we know jack shit.
Nothing.
And
we
since
saw
Fire Emblem Warriors, which we've already seen a clip of, has barely shown anything, we just now know that Marth's going to be in the game, which was odd. I mean,
that's Marth.
Marth, Roy, and Ike are going to be in the game? Oh, God.
Didn't call that one.
No, I just want more than like what you can get on a fucking 3DS.
I want, yeah,
like
just
a
want
handheld.
better.
I want
It's the
something
same reason I
more.
want Pokemon on a fucking Switch, so
Yeah.
I can finally play an HD Pokemon game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Also,
That
you know
fucking
that
direct the other day. Jesus. Pissing me off.
I have to say, Sun and Moon played like shit on a normal DS. They froze up so much, it was bad.
Yeah, you had
So-
to turn the 3D off. I have a new 3DS and it played alright, but
I got mine afterwards, but so hopefully I think that's the main reason they need to get these to the damn Switch. The 3DS, it's like,
old. The 3DS
Stop.
is fucking old.
you either need to switch over to the Switch or stop trying to improve Pokemon because your game runs terribly.
Right.
And there's not much to it other than its size.
Yeah, I just want an HD Pokemon game, and not like a shitty one. Like, I don't want Coliseum. I want an RPG Pokemon game for the first time ever on a console. That's what I want.
Too bad you get
The
Pokken.
Switch would probably be
Yeah,
for the
Pokken
best
Tournament.
for this.
Jesus. Why would I play Pokken Tournament? I just got Tekken 7. Why would I do that? I don't need that.
Yeah. Still terrible at that game.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
You know, I say I'm terrible, but you know, when we were at Nebraska, I was fucking everybody up.
Yeah,
There- that
I
just
won a couple
means-
games of Street Fighter there.
Yeah, whatever.
Bust out my Cammy. Got something to say? Alright, Monster Hunter.
I have never played a Monster Hunter, and I
Bro.
want to start fresh. I know it sounds terrible, and like these are like really hard games and really fun to get into and time consuming. But I don't want to go back and play it on an old one. I want to play it on a new thing like the Switch. So this is a great opportunity to. But I just hope it's more friendly, like the third one, from what people talk about. Or
Yeah,
Monster Hunter 3
was good. 3 on the
XS.
Wii U was good.
Listen, I never owned
Generations
a
just
Wii
came
U, so
out.
that's kinda
Generations
why.
is RX, or Japan's X rather, and then XX is the new one that they're putting on the Switch. The big problem I have with it is that they're taking the old models and just moving it over to the Switch. They're not like really redesigning anything, so it's still not that great looking because they're still using some of the assets from like the PSP games 10 years
Ugh.
ago, you know?
Well, and also it's going to be cross-platform, so I imagine they don't want to be. Yeah.
That's true.
My big fear with this one is what you brought up with Xenoblade Chronicles. If we get a date or anything shown about this, will we get an American date?
Right. I think Japan already has a date, but whether or not we're gonna get one, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, there's not a ton of dialogue in the Monster Hunter games. It seems like it shouldn't take that long to localize. I don't want to be that guy that's like, dude, you just translate it over. It's easy, because it's not. But those games.
It's a Monster Hunter game. Just Google Translate it. Don't matter.
That's not how it works. But I feel like it just shouldn't take that long. It's a lot of grunting and stuff, you know? They have to change the item names, but...
I recently played Generations for a little bit.
Mhm.
I didn't get too far into it, but they're, at least at the beginning, the tutorial text, they never shut up. So I mean, I think probably once I get further in the game, I just think it's probably more than you're thinking if you haven't played one in a while and you got further into the game. Because the beginning is awful. It is definitely...
Right, it's a lot of tutorials, yeah.
Yeah. And I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but...
Yeah,
there's a
those
lot
games
of
are fun,
tutorial.
though. Fun as shit. It's like going into a raid encounter in an MMO, except you don't have to deal with trash. You just go fight the boss. Those games are fun. I like them.
Well, if everyone gets it, the big issue with me for Generations is I don't know anyone else that actually buys shit for the DS or...
Yeah, I
No
have
one
it.
else-
I was just playing it the other day.
Oh, I'm probably at the same point as Bill about the let's start from fresh.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
So when that comes out, I'm definitely interested in playing with people.
Yeah, the Monster Hunter's fun. And another thing is, like, that's going to sell Switches like crazy in Japan. Japan is crazy about Monster Hunter. So the minute that gets released for the Switch, it's going to bump up how many people are actually buying that console, and it's already selling really well. They already said that they're going to bump up production because I'm assuming they know that it's going to happen pretty soon, where
Well,
they're going to
doing
start
a
running out more.
I mean, they're getting a Monster Hunter Switch in general as well. And I wonder. I doubt we'll get. We don't get like half the special editions they get, so I'm sure we don't get it.
No, Monster Hunter's popular, but not that popular over here. Indies, yeah, I'm sure we'll see more of that.
I'm actually really excited for a lot of those, especially there was that weird like death one where you switch between the living and the dead to like help people and then to get past. It's like a platformer.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I was shown at they had the E3 Direct with not the E3, the Nintendo Direct with all their indies. It was like Life After Death or something like that. So they had several cool ones. Axiom Verge, I doubt that's obviously not getting anything. That's coming to the Switch soon.
Yeah, Axiom Verge is rad. It's really good. It's like the best Metroid game made in the last 5 years.
Which brings up, I have the only Metroid
we're going to see
game
Metroid this year. Metroid's coming.
I hope. I've only played Fusion, and I've never played any of the 3D ones.
What the fuck?
I have never played a 3D Metroid.
What?
I brought it up earlier. I was poor. I had we had a PlayStation with Toy Soldiers game based off the movie.
Oh, I remember that.
That game's good.
And then we sold our PlayStation to get an N64 with Pokemon Stadium, and then we didn't buy other games until we got like used Blockbuster games. So the N64, and anything before, I didn't really get to play because we didn't have much money back then. And then my family, early adopters of the Xbox, so I also missed all the GameCube and PlayStation 2 games.
Yeah, GameCube I totally missed out on.
So I have a lot missing, and that's honestly Super Metroid is kind of why I'm hoping there is a SNES Classic, because my wife wants that because she had a SNES as a kid.
Super Metroid is one of the best games ever made. It's amazing. I can't believe you guys haven't played Super Metroid.
Well, on Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it on that. I was talking about I haven't played anything since that.
Oh, since that. You didn't play like Fusion or Zero Mission?
Fusion was great.
Yeah, Fusion's really good.
I honestly, for a Game Boy Advance game to be kind of scary, I think is impressive. Like, there is just moments.
Yeah, when the other Samus shows up, you're like, oh, I'm going to die. Like, you can't do anything about it.
Especially as a kid, you try and fight Samus. You try and fight the other Samus. You're like, oh, I could probably stop them, and then I'll leave.
Nope.
And then they
run.
just murder you.
Have to run.
The rest of the time, you're playing Metroid Fusion. You're like, oh, shit. They're walking past. I need to hide, or I'm going to die.
Yep.
Which is, to make a 2D platformer scary, I will always stick with me as, damn, they're good.
Well, since we're talking about this, retro games, we don't know what they're working on. They were the Donkey Kong studio for a while. They made the Prime games. And it just came out recently that the person who made the music for Deus Ex, I think, is working with them, which leads me to believe that they're making a first-person Metroid game. Like, what else could those... What does that sound like to you? You know what I'm saying?
I would take Prime Remastered since I haven't got to play any of them. With the Prime Trilogy Remastered, that'd be good, though. I mean, get it on the Switch, because the Prime games look great, and I heard the motion controls are all right, but I don't like motion controls.
I don't either, yeah.
Prime on the Joy-Cons or the Pro Controller. I don't care which. Like, that'd be far better than motion controls. So, I mean, I take that. Obviously, a new Prime game, as long as it doesn't follow. I don't know if the Prime trilogy really connects that much, but as long as it doesn't connect
not really, though.
Too much to that, I don't care. That'd be great too. Everyone talks about how great the Prime games are. Really, every Metroid game other than Other M and Federation Force.
God. Other M's terrible.
So, I mean, if we can get a game, that'd be great.
The rumors are there's 2 Metroid games in development. That's the rumor that's going around. Who knows if that's true? But after years and years of zero Metroid talk, and like a couple of years ago, Reggie was wearing like the pin that had Samus on it and shit. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's coming," and then nothing. Like, what? I'll take any Metroid game at this point, as long as it's not. Other M.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah. Or Federation Force, that shit on my face. Federation Force. That's not even a Metroid game. It's just like a stupid sports game they put Metroid in front of. Pissing me off. Anyway.
Okay, yes.
It was a fucking soccer game, and they were like Metroid, and I was like, no, it's not Metroid, shut up.
If we're gonna speculate on stuff that's based off, what has been a while and based off other things selling, so we've had Redout and Fast Talk. So Redout comes out, I think, like next week or 2 weeks from now
Is that the
on the
racing
Switch.
game?
Yeah, it's on Steam. A lot of people love it. And then
Yeah.
Fast RMX, which is kind of, I should have waited for Redout, but it's just now coming out and it's more expensive. So that's, pros and cons. But if all these games do even decently, I mean, now's the time for an F-Zero game, especially because I'm sure we'll get in a Smash of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have fucking Captain Falcon as a main character.
God. We haven't had a F-Zero game since GameCube. I heard that game's hard as shit. I never actually played it, but that's the last time we got one. That's over a decade ago.
So
I don't know if
why
they
not?
want to put an F-Zero though to compete with Mario Kart, because Mario Kart 200cc is essentially just a really fast racing game. I mean, it would be great, but I don't know if there is still a community for that.
I think the community would be different. I mean, I don't think it would sell as well, obviously, but honestly, what on the Switch, other than Mario, Zelda, maybe Metroid, like they're big franchises. What's going to sell as well as Mario Kart?
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
I mean, if that's their thought process, yeah, we're never getting anything that has racing again from Nintendo. But I mean, I think this might be the time, and the console's good, and we already have games that are similar running well on it. So
Right.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, F-Zero would be cool. I'm down with that. But I don't know how much confidence they have in that IP.
Well,
I don't know
yeah.
how well the last one sold, to be entirely honest with you. That's always been the argument with Metroid, is that it doesn't sell really well. But then I go look at the numbers, and each Metroid game has sold over 1 million copies. So it seems like a bad argument. Looks like you put Pikmin on here. I have no idea. I've never played a
I saw
Pikmin
something.
game. What's that?
I saw a possibility of Hey Pikmin.
Oh, yeah, they're making a 3DS game.
Yeah, it's a side scroller, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
skip
those
that.
Pikmin games aren't side scrollers. I don't know what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
I don't know how well Pikmin 3 sold.
The one thing about Pikmin, I can't remember who it is. Someone at Nintendo has a huge soft spot for Pikmin.
I think it's Miyamoto.
It was me. Yeah, it's Miyamoto.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Pikmin's a possibility just because it is. I mean, if Miyamoto loves it, I mean, that's
Yeah,
putting
I mean,
it pretty high on
he's the
pedestal.
guy.
Yeah.
If he's the guy that's gonna bring anything from the dead, like Miyamoto could say, "Make this," and it's gonna happen.
We're doing Pikmin.
You chose fucking Pikmin?
Yeah, he's literally the guy that brought gaming back from death. Like they're just gonna listen to him.
Well, also, I mean, he's the entire reason the Wii U has a Pikmin, which.
Yeah.
Then again, I everything they talk about numbers. If it had a game on the Wii U, I hope they ignore that.
Yeah.
And then I see Shin Megami Tensei. There's a 3DS one coming out early next year called Journey, I think.
Yeah, Strange
what it
Journey. It's a remake of
Strange
Shin
Journey,
Megami
yeah.
Tensei 3. But Shin Megami Tensei, they didn't say it was 5, but it's probably 5. It was shown at that first Switch reveal when they were showing all the different devs and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Shin Megami Tensei was shown there. They showed Odin. Shin Megami Tensei is great. I'll play that game. If you like Persona, if you like any of those games, it's the same thing.
Oh,
Persona
yeah.
5 has the same demon system where you have to talk to the demons. They pulled that directly from Shin Megami Tensei 4. Yeah, I'll get that game. I'm excited.
I'll have to look into it. I haven't played any of them. Like another
Well,
series.
all the demons are from like the Shin Megami from all personas, you know.
Yeah.
They all go, you know, hand in hand.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
Persona is just a spin off of Shin Megami Tensei.
Shin Megami.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till we get to the point where we start to get insane things like Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Oh god. Dude,
I need
if
to
they
play
do
that
a remake
still.
of that, I'd be down. That game.
I bought that not
game's
long
cool
ago.
and weird.
It looks insane.
You told me that was
literally an
super
idol.
fun.
What'd you say?
You said that was like the funnest game you've ever played, like on the Wii U. I'm like, are you serious?
Dude, it's really good. They have like the Fire Emblem system, but it's the Fire Emblem weapons triangle, but it's in a Shin Megami Tensei battle setting.
Lord.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
And your
It's
pop
You're a
idol.
pop idol. You're
Yep.
a pop icon. That's even better.
Yeah. It's really weird, and the music is straight up like Japanese idol music. It's so ridiculous. It's good though. Bayo 3, you think that's happening?
So, two things. Bayo 3, I'm honestly, I don't think it's happening quite yet. And the question I have about Bayonetta 3 is if it'll still stay a Nintendo exclusive after they were the only ones to fund Bayonetta 2. I mean, the world obviously has more faith in Platinum at this point, but
Yeah.
Does Nintendo have any sort of hold over the rights? Is something I don't.
I don't think they have hold of the rights. I mean, they have the rights to Bayonetta 2, obviously, because they helped publish it.
Yeah.
But I think Platinum probably still holds the rights to the franchise as a whole. But that being said, none of those games sold very well. The first one sold decently well, but it's still a niche thing. And 2 didn't sell well because it was on the Wii U. So
Hey, if you want a disc for 1 though on the Wii U, that's expensive as hell.
yeah, I should have.
But they have been talking about Bayonetta 3. It's something that Platinum sounds like they're talking actively about wanting to, and they might be working on it.
I'd be down with that game. Platinum's always working on like 50 games at one time. I don't know how they do it, but if they put that game out, I'll buy it. Like
they have
day of.
But we know for sure they are working on some game for the Switch right now. But they haven't said anything, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean there was speculation that it was like Wonderful 102. I don't know if you ever played the first one. That game was weird though. You had to like draw on the gamepad. I don't know. I wasn't really into it. Anything Platinum puts out, I'll buy it. Their game mechanics are the best in the industry, so why not?
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. 3DS. Yeah. Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, we already talked about that. Radiant Historia. Those are good games. I just pre-ordered the new one. I don't know what the subtitle is. It's a remake of.
Yeah, I have. Rick convinced me to buy it.
He's actually the one that got me to buy it as well.
I need to play it. I got far enough into it that we started to have the timeline split and a few other things started to happen. But until recently I've been bad about completing games like that.
Yeah, it's another Atlas game. Atlas is another publisher. When they put out JRPGs, I buy them.
Yeah. Nah, I can't argue that. Damn. I'm such a JRPG nerd. I just love everything about them.
And Atlas is making the best JRPGs in the industry, so why not support that?
Yep.
Ultra Sun and Moon. Yeah, I'll buy it. I wish it was on Switch.
And can we stop doing the 2 again? Like I know it's going to be. I hope at least Black and White 2. They did have a different story. The villains were even, dressed differently, completely different, and it was a sequel, which was good change. But could it still stay one game? Damn it!
I don't understand. I've never understood that. I never really got into the Pokemon like off the Game Boy or past. I've never played a single one other than. Well, the one on the 3DS not too long ago was Sun and Moon, but everybody always bitched about having either red or blue or whatever the other fucking colors were.
Yellow,
like,
gold, silver. That's another thing coming out is gold and silver on the Virtual Console. Which
why have 2? There's not much difference.
It's back in the day. It was to promote like people meeting up and sharing Pokemon. It was trying to form a community.
Well, that
Also,
community
so
got
you
real
could sell
big.
2 copies.
That community got huge.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the biggest franchises in the world. Ultra Sun and Moon, I will probably buy it. I don't know why, because I played Sun and Moon and I had fun with them, and then I stopped playing them once I was done. But yeah, I'll probably get those. Or at least one of them, not both of them. I don't need both those games. And that's about it for Nintendo. I can't really think of much else.
I mean, the big question for Nintendo will be, will we see any of this other than Mario Odyssey?
Yeah. With 30 minutes, it is speculated at least. Who knows?
I assume the other thing we will hear about, if it's really only 30 minutes, we're going to hear Mario Odyssey, and I assume Virtual Console, to be honest, and none of these other things.
Yeah, that was another thing. Virtual Console, a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking, like, it might be one of those, like, and it's available right now. But then they released the online thing. They're like, not till next year. I'm like, we probably are getting Virtual Console very soon. So, yeah. I mean, I would like Virtual Console if they put GameCube games on there. Like, I've never played Mario Sunshine, and I would buy that in a second to, like, actually play that game. But they released the Switch so early. It seems like they weren't quite ready, because none of their stuff's ready for it. So
GameCube 4 Swords, I think, is the only Zelda game that is currently not on any Virtual Console between the Wii U and the 3DS.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So I think if that's on the Switch, I think that's be the first time that's been available since the GameCube, pretty much.
Crazy. Yeah, 4 Swords, I never played that either. It's like a co-op Zelda.
Yeah, I probably won't play it, but it's interesting that if they do GameCube games, this will be the first time it's really available for cheap.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't do GameCube games at this point. Square Enix.
So this was this they released a video for this like yesterday, I think, right? The Dissidia, which is it's pretty much just a brawler, isn't it?
Yeah, with Final Fantasy character. It's not a brawler, it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's an actual fighting game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember being super psyched about it when I was a kid. Cause I'm like, holy shit, Cloud Sephiroth is fucking rad. And then, like, I never bought it. I don't know. I don't really know much about that game.
It's I've seen gameplay of it, and it's not exactly like they're fighting on a stage. It's like they're fighting on a giant stage.
Yeah, kind of like Budokai, kind of, right? Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like ducking and weaving between trees and shit. I was like, what the fuck? But apparently it's a setup. You can have like multiple characters under.
And it looks like there's 3 characters fighting 3, and then lots of flying. No one looks to be on the ground.
I'm gonna say this because I just like Scott here. I always say I'm gonna buy one, but I never do. And I always want to, but like I just never. It's not that I don't want to play it. They always look great. I love Final Fantasy, but when it comes to crunch time, I was like, oh, there's something else over there. I'm gonna play that.
Yeah, fighting games kind of fall off for me. I play them for a little while, but there's not a lot of substance there, and since I'm not really into playing online because I get wrecked, I just don't play them for that long. Octopath.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about this game.
We really saw like a picture at the Switch presentation, and it's by the people that made Bravely Default.
Yeah, which means I'll get it. Bravely Default.
I haven't played those, but I heard when Lost Sphere was announced, which I put on here next, everyone was like, why did they let these people make the game and not the people that made Bravely Default? And that's when I found out they were making Project Octopath, and how much everyone loves Bravely Default that plays these games on the DS.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like it's going to have a cool really art style. Yeah.
Bravely Default and second, was it second? Bravely second?
Bravely second, yep.
Dude, yeah, that's to me. That's like those are the actual, Final Fantasy, heritage instead of.
Yeah, it's like a sequel to Final Fantasy V, because they didn't do jobs after that.
Yeah. Well, Tactics they did, but that's totally different.
Yeah, Tactics is a really good game, but it's not really Final Fantasy. Lost Sphere, that is
Final
the
Fantasy. They
Secret
kill
of
a
Mana
god.
guy, right?
So this is Tokyo Game Studio, who just did I Am Setsuna, which one of the big issues I saw from the trailer they showed not long ago was that it did look like it's reusing stuff from I Am Setsuna, like the penguin enemies, which is very odd because I Am Setsuna is all in winter areas. One thing, and it does look like the plot might be kind of lame, but the part that I love about I Am Setsuna is the soundtrack. I listen to this all the time.
Oh, I heard that it's a lot of piano, right?
Yeah, and I think it's piano only, and it's amazing. And it sounds like from what we saw, it's similar. So based on soundtrack alone, I would this is a game that if I'm playing and I put it down and just have the pause menu on, the fact that the music's still coming out, I'm still enjoying the game that I'm not playing. So if we keep that up, I will buy this game, even if it's just an asset flip of I Am Setsuna, as long as it's new music. I love the music. It's very calming. I listen to it when I play stressful games online. This is my calming music. I love it.
So you don't rage out.
The plot's about someone memories across the world are being wiped out, and you're basically going around to save. Which is kind of disappointing because I Am Setsuna's plot is much more interesting. You're basically taking a young girl to go kill herself to save the world from monsters,
Jesus.
which brought about a deeper plot for the game. I think I'm about.
Yeah, you're you got a bodyguard, and they're he has to make sure she goes and do it. Does it?
It's kind of fucked up. Like Final Fantasy 10-ish.
I went and during Golden Week it was on sale, and I bought that drunk, and I haven't played it yet.
But yeah, I mean, just go if you have Spotify, the soundtrack's on there. I check it out, and I
was actually just doing that.
I think that'll be a big selling point, at least for me, and anyone else that's heard it. I mean, I know several people that have no intention of buying it. It's kind of expensive for what it is, $40. If it goes on sale, it'd definitely be more worth it.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up on a sale somewhere.
Is better.
Oh, wow. I Am Setsuna piano solo.
And the soundtrack's called Winter's End or like that and it's several hours long. So I'm excited for that, but this is probably the only game on here or announced almost period that I'm I want this game for its soundtrack almost exclusively.
Right.
Otherwise it's JRPG that uses the very similar combat system to Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, that's how I heard about it originally, is that it's similar to Chrono Trigger.
So, if you like that combat system, honestly, I like it less because, especially with JRPGs that are turn-based, I like that I can just pause it. I can do it while I do other things. So, personally, a turn off for me, but...
Right. Kingdom Hearts 3... I was talking with Bill about this. I cannot get into those games. I just can't do it.
I never played a single one.
No, I tried on multiple occasions, and the combat always turns me off. I can't do it. It just feels like I'm running around, just hitting buttons, hoping to get through the battle to see the next bit of the story. And the story is so nonsensical that eventually I'm just well, I don't care about this at all.
Yeah. So I watched some videos on the story of that game. And no one seems to be able to, that I've listened to, has been able to well, this is what I think is happening here. Oh yeah, and it's 3 games I didn't play because they're spread out across multiple. They're all exclusives on different consoles.
Yep. And they have titles that mean nothing. It's Kingdom Hearts 362/5 Deluxe. What does that even mean? I don't understand. Or Dream Drop Distance. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, I understand that a lot of people are into those games. It's a mix of Final Fantasy and Disney, which sounds cool, but the actual playing of those games isn't very good to me, so I just don't care.
Yeah, the Disney thing killed me, so I never bothered. But
Right.
I've had a couple friends that talk really highly of it, and I'm just oh, well, yeah, keep playing that then.
Yeah, it's a game where I think everyone that's into it is like almost too into it. That you're
yeah, for sure. It's like the Sonic fans, man. They're just
Stop
like
talking to me
so
about it.
fucking into it, and you're like, I mean, Sonic 2 is good.
I'm excited for Sonic Mania.
Yeah, exactly. Can you just make Sonic 2D again, and then I'll play those?
And we're getting it! Yay!
Yep, Sonic Mania is gonna be good.
I got the collector's edition for that.
So did I with the big fucking Sonic. They had that cool commercial
God.
for it that was like 90s style. Yeah,
Well,
it's really good.
did you see the statue plays like the Sega noises too?
Oh, does it really? That's
apparently?
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting that.
that's for my wife too. She's not very good at games, but she loves. Well, basically, she had a Sega and a SNES, so she's into those. So we're getting that, and I'm like, I'll play it because I was too poor as a child to afford those at first.
I had a Sega as a kid. Sega over. I've never owned a Super Nintendo actually. I had a Sega. I had all the Sonic games. I had a Sega CD. Yeah. What do y'all know about Sewer Sharks? Nothing. That's
Dude,
what.
that is way too high class for me. We didn't have that much money back then.
Y'all know about
Sega
FMV
CD?
games? Night
Damn.
Trap.
Night Trap.
We're getting a new Night Trap, or Night Trap re-release at least. We are. I'll get it. I don't give a fuck. And they're putting it out in a case that is stylized like a Sega CD case. I'll buy that shit in a second. I don't give a fuck. Alright. Final Fantasy VII. Are we going to see this, do you guys think?
Yes,
I
we'll
mean-
see pieces of it.
I have this. I mean, yeah, I assume this will probably be during Sony, to be honest. But
Yeah, I probably will.
I mean,
likely.
they've announced it. They said they're actually going into development. Who
Which
knows?
is so fucking
knows what that
disheartening.
means?
Just like, are you fucking serious? Why would you announce this 2 years ago and then say like, oh, now we've gone into full development? Why didn't you go into full development the minute you fucking announced it, or maybe a year before that, so you had some shit to show? Stupid.
Well, this reminds me. Has Koichi told you about why he bought a PS3?
No.
He
Oh,
bought
'cause
it
he wanted the Final
entirely for
Fantasy VII
Final
remake?
Fantasy 15.
Oh god. Yeah.
So, I
What?
mean, we'll see
Yeah.
what the hell happens with this.
Well, because 15 was originally 13 Versus, and that game looked really good after 13 was not good. And then it got pushed back, and then they made 14, and then they were like, yo, 13 Versus is now 15. Dumb.
And they got pushed back, and it just, 6 months ago now? Maybe closer to a year?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Square Enix, stop doing that. Just announce something maybe a year out, not 5 years out, 6 years out,
We're
or
gonna
in the
see
case
some-
of 15, 10 years out.
we're going to see a pre-rendered cutscene of Aerith and Sephiroth talking.
Yeah,
To
what do you
build
think
up
we're going to
hype
see in
and
this? Do you think they show
nostalgia.
Sephiroth?
I mean, at this point, we've seen Cloud. I have not played. So the only Final Fantasy game I've played and beaten is Crisis Core on the PSP.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Well, that's a great
such an
fucking
odd
game,
pull. It's like you rolled dice and you were like, this is the one I'll play.
Well, like I said, early adopter of the Xbox,
Oh my.
and then I had a 360, and so I had a PSP, and I'm like, I mean, PSP did not have games. There was the God of War game, Liberty City Stories, and that.
Jesus.
So I bought that. I enjoyed it. And now that I have an Xbox One, I bought Final Fantasy 15, and I will finally play a true Final Fantasy game that is not a spinoff. But Crisis Core was great. So that's how I know some of the characters.
Yeah, the battle
I don't
system in
know
that
most of
game
them.
is not great, though. It's a lot of
What?
weird, like,
The slot machine?
slot machines. Yeah. What the fuck are they doing?
Hey, they suddenly wipe out at the end. I've never been so sad that my slot machine was breaking.
Oh, God.
Because it
Yeah,
had the
that
Halo
seems
Reach
like such
ending.
an odd choice. It's like, whoa, slot machines.
It
and
takes
it's
away
like,
the mystery of the
very
Final
dark
Fantasy
story.
7 too.
Yeah.
Like what is happening, and then you actually know what you're going into,
Mhm.
which kind of
Takes away the impact
ruins
of
the
it a
whole
little bit.
Nibelheim thing.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe
But
you
I-
only played Crisis Core. You might be the only person on the planet that can say that. That's your only Final Fantasy game.
I've seen. I think I own Advent Children as well.
fucking.
I buy a lot of
Before
movies
and
now.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know the main story. You just know the prequel and like the ending.
Next play Dirge Service.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually
Get
do
your
know about that
Vincent
because
on.
I had a friend that had it.
It was fucking fun.
It doesn't
was
look like it
stupid.
holds up well now. Those
It's a
controls
stupid
look
shooter.
terrible.
Oh yeah, it wasn't great, but he had homing missiles, so it didn't really matter.
Oh.
You could just win that game by holding the button down and jumping a lot. I mean, but it was just like
I've
you
never
gotta
played
see.
that game. Never ever.
I loved it. It was they go more into Vincent's portrayal, and like, oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. And then like at the end, you see like Cloud facing off against their bad guys. You're like, these motherfuckers don't have a chance. And then they do apparently. So at the end, you turn into the devil and kill them all. Oh, spoiler alert! Sorry.
So far, honestly, I was waiting for when they announced Final Fantasy VII. I was like, maybe I'll just wait for that to play my first Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, don't do
And
that.
then I realized I was like, oh, it's never coming. Well, I guess I'll buy it while it's $25.
Jesus, man.
Like I said, it's what happens when you get an early adopter on a weird console. I mean,
Right.
like I said,
Fair
I
enough.
played Brute Force on the Xbox when it first came out. So I don't know if anyone else has even heard of that game.
I have not. I didn't own an Xbox when it first came out.
I
so.
didn't either.
So it was like a squad-based third-person shooter. And it looks
Oh yes.
yeah.
Is it a lizard?
Yeah, you could be a lizard person.
What the fuck?
I got Xbox Live though. So
Ooh, only on Xbox?
I mean that's kind of I've missed a lot of games because of the goddamn Xbox.
Dude. Yeah, I rolled the PS, which hey, did the Xbox ever have an issue with like memory cards or any of that shit?
I don't know. I bought an expansion slot, but I didn't have any like a memory card, but I didn't have issues with it.
I fucking hated the third party. Like, you can get like those memory cards
Oh,
for the
dude,
PlayStation
the third-party
1.
memory cards were the
And they-
fucking worst. You lose
I
your
played-
fucking save that's like 90 hours.
I played Final Fantasy VII 3 times over. Then after that, I finally got to the city outside of like Sector 7 or Sector 8.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
God,
I'm
Calm?
outside of the. Yeah, I got out. Yeah, 3 times in a fucking row because it kept deleting.
Midgard's the worst part of that game too.
I know,
Jesus.
and I had to listen to that fucking story 3 times in a row. Like, God damn it!
To be fair though, I mean the Xbox, we got our big game of Halo, so who the hell needs
Halo
memory?
revolutionized first-person shooters on consoles. I mean,
And thankfully, they fixed Legendary on Halo 2, because I don't know if anyone's gone back and played Legendary on Halo 1.
I did.
They're bullet sponges. It is awful. Like, the first time you run into an elite, you're like, I don't think I have enough ammo for this.
yeah, games.
Oh
that
no,
do
I
that
played
bad.
the remake, not the other one, not the original.
Yeah.
That's I still don't understand the fucking game. The first Halo.
Yeah, it's weird. It was good, and it legitimately revolutionized how first-person shooter games are played on consoles. But
So I just saw what our next piece of news on here for games is.
I'm still looking at Night Trap.
Nitro's fucking rad, dude.
So the
I will say that I know that they're talking about the. I guarantee that they're going to throw this up. They're going to have their fucking card game. They were talking about. It's a stupid conference. At the Final Fantasy trading card game.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, that's the new MOBA. I swear. Everyone is trying to get their damn card game
Yeah.
out.
Hearthstone did really well, and now everyone else is doing it. The only
Yeah,
one
but
that's
they're
doing
like
it
3.
differently is CD Projekt, who
You
put
played
out Gwent.
that Gwent one? Have you played that?
I was in the
for it.
beta. It's cool. If you played Witcher 3 and you played Gwent, it's that.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Because there's the Elder Scrolls one as well, and I swear
Yeah.
there's a few other ones.
I don't care about that at all.
Yeah.
I
Elder
think a
Scrolls
lot of people
Legends.
feel that way. Yeah, Legends.
Fucking actual Magic the Gathering one. When they actually put that online, that would be cool.
They should put Netrunner on there. I'd play that. Yeah, but Starfield, we already talked about that. New Bubsy.
Yeah, so that's why I was laughing. Yeah, the next actual.
It just got announced today. New Bubsy.
Oh my god.
Who the fuck asked for that game? Who did it? Nobody.
Who's
Nobody
making
asked for
it?
that fucking game. Have you guys watched video of it? I'm about to pull it up right now. I'll put it in Discord.
Where, like, who's the studio that Black Forest Games?
Accolade. It's Accolade who did it. They're the original Bubsy developer.
Really?
Yes.
I've only heard I didn't play Bubsy. The only time I hear about Bubsy is when people talk about failed mascots.
Yeah, I swear to God, I took a nap today. I woke up and people were talking about Bubsy. I'm like, I should never go to sleep again. Like, I don't know. This is my fault.
God damn.
It's who's asking for that game, and the gameplay looks bad. It doesn't look good.
No, it looks like it should be on the PS Vita, or actually, honestly, the way it's a side scroller, it looks like it should just be a Switch game.
It looks like almost exactly like the Gianna Sisters. That one fucking little indie then.
It looks really slow. Like the old Bubsy wasn't exactly a fast game, but
Dude, fuck Bubsy, man! Bring back Conkers.
yeah, he's just a mascot now. He's there to announce Project Spark. Remember?
Oh, God.
Oh, damn.
Did that happen? I don't even know anything about. I
don't know anything about it
announcement.
either. I feel like they made it a big point of their conference because it was during the big Minecraft thing, and they were like, "Well, Spark didn't take off. Let's just buy Minecraft."
The end.
Yeah.
Wait. So 3 points. Never mind. So it does exist. I didn't.
Yeah, I think it came out. It's just nobody cared.
Yeah, 2014. Huh.
Wow, it came out 3 years ago? That's crazy.
So wait, Rare is not even involved in this. Why did they have Conquer? And what the fuck? Oh yeah, because Rare was working on the Kinect, and it's a Kinect game. Oh my god,
Awful.
damn.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Fucking Microsoft. Like, you have what is considered one of the best devs ever in the 90s, and you're just like, yo, go make this shit game for a peripheral we don't use anymore.
So
Fucking Bubsy. I keep looking at that like I'm still in disbelief that a new Bubsy is coming out. 2017. That game was bad back in '92. Like, what are we doing?
well, I mean, the Bubsy people are like, no, we're better than Crash.
Right, that's exactly what I'm thinking. We got Crash coming out. What do we got to battle that? Hey, what about Bubsy? That's great. Let's fucking roll with it.
Damn. Oh shit. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about Destiny during the Sony thing. That's going to happen. Destiny 2 will be at Sony.
Yeah.
What's there to say about it? We know what Destiny is.
yeah, same Call of Duty World War II. That's gonna be all over the play floor from what I saw on like the
Yeah, I
Coliseum
don't care
page
about
and
that
stuff. Yeah.
Cyberpunk. Did you guys see the news today?
Some
Someone
early
hacked-
design documents
Yeah,
were
someone
stolen.
hacked into CD Projekt Red. They got information about Cyberpunk 2077. CDPR came out and said, listen, we got hacked. They're trying to hold it for ransom. We're not going to pay them. So if it does leak, just don't read it, which is what I'm going to do. Because, listen, CD Projekt Red has taken the place of Valve as my favorite game devs in the industry right now. Like, they actually respect their consumers and their customers. So, yeah, I'm done.
Fair enough. I won't talk about it.
Yeah,
So-
I
don't even know.
hope we see CD or Cyberpunk 2077 at E3. That is my most anticipated game for the next 5 years. I want to see it. I want to play that game.
So, I mean, really, we know nothing about it. It's hard to even say. I can't even imagine what actual Cyberpunk gameplay in a good game
Yeah.
will look like.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's going to do it well, it's going to be CD Projekt Red. I mean, Witcher 3 is one of the best RPGs ever made. So, seeing them do something in a genre that is one of my favorite genres ever, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy whatever crazy edition they come out with. I'll buy the DLC. It's whatever. I'll buy it, all of it. Let's see. Games are not coming.
Yeah, I saw that list.
So something I'm excited for, and I don't know if anyone else is. I know, like, people in general, there are some, obviously. I am so excited and hyped, and I think we'll be seeing it. At least on the play floor, at the least. Shadow of War. I love Shadow of Mordor. I like the expansions they're doing. I am extremely hyped in that game, and I wish they didn't want like $250 for their goddamn dragon statue Ultimate Edition at GameStop because I want it. But
Shadows
I
of
never
Mordor,
finished
yeah.
the first one. I played that game and I enjoyed it. I just didn't finish it.
So Shadow.
I was gonna say you have to play the story while you're doing it. Otherwise, if you just run off, start killing shit, you don't have any of your abilities.
Yeah.
Because I ended up doing that, and I was just like fighting this horde of monsters for 3 hours straight, and
Right.
it's the most grueling thing. And I kept getting guys coming like, "You there? You're an asshole!" And like they all come running after me, and like, "Oh, cool."
Honestly, if you do go back and play it, I would say because of the Nemesis system, play the game on hard. Because dying is, I would say it brings about an experience with the game because, well, the orcs will come back and they'll just be dicks to you.
Yeah.
So
They always laugh at you.
Yeah, Shadows of War is basically upping the scale, and I think you're going to be a force to compete against Sauron, which. Fuck the lore. Like, I'm sure right now there are Lord of the Rings nerds that are super angry this is coming. I like Lord of the Rings. I've read them a few times. But I don't care about the lore containing this game.
I can't read
The idea that we're going to be the Bright Lord leading an army of orcs that we've commanded through sheer willpower and evil and magic.
Yes.
Oh, I am so excited.
Also, I'm all about anything with a sexy Spider Woman. I don't know what it is. Like Dark Souls.
That Dark Souls boss at Blighttown.
Yes, thank you. But I don't know, man. I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be good. That's what I'm gonna base it all off of. Is that woman right there?
I also think they have the best Arkham gameplay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that
really
fighting was fun. That was beyond fun.
Like, I got tired of, by the time I was playing Arkham Knight finally, and it'd been a while still since I'd played City, I was like, I'm tired of this. We've done this.
Yeah.
But they did enough random stuff, especially with the stealth mechanics or the, your dental. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things you could do that it just made it feel special and different, even though really you're doing this, you got heavy attack, light attack, dodge.
You have really elaborate. You go really elaborate with how you want to assassinate somebody, and I thought it was brilliant because, whoever thought you were gonna poison someone's food just to weaken them enough to actually hit them with the sword?
Well, they had that stuff where it's like this thing is afraid of this stuff, so if you can get one of these there, you're gonna help your chances out.
And at the end of that, actually, really, it helped out a lot, especially when you get into those big badass generals.
So yeah, you should play it, and I hope Shadows of War is as good as Shadows of Mordor. And if it is, well, I hope they end the franchise there though, because
games like that. Rocksteady, we haven't heard from them in what 2-3 years now. Do you think we see anything from them at E3 this year?
What was the last thing they came out with?
Arkham Knight.
That's
I honestly, I bet they're working on another damn Batman.
You think it's Batman?
No, they said that was the last one they were going to do.
Yeah,
but then I think there's also been rumors again that the next title is going to be Batman again because it's the best selling.
Well, there was also a rumor that they were working on a Suicide Squad game, and then that fucking movie didn't do real well, and they trashed that whole game.
Please don't talk about that. I was so sad about that.
I was drunk when I watched it. I think
if I were to just guess Justice League, but that's based on absolutely nothing. I mean, the only thing is that we have a DC Cinematic Universe coming out now. They are partnered with Warner Brothers, who probably wants to push that.
How about this? Their next game they're going to pick up is Animaniacs.
Dude, that'd be fucking rad. Fucking love Animaniacs.
Animaniacs, City. Boom. Dope. Just go. I mean, the greatest goddamn game ever.
don't
watch
I'm
Animaniacs
sad.
after this.
I'm sad that's actually not going to happen now.
Justice League, I feel like would be a hard one in general. I feel like I don't
There'd
know.
be balance problems for sure because
Yeah, and it's
have
the
to use
issues
all
you
the
just have with
heroes.
Justice League in general. Fucking Batman's there. Like,
yeah, Batman. That's the problem with
Batman's
DC in
human.
general is like all their heroes can do everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'll see something from them or not. But it's been so long since they did anything, since we heard about anything they were doing. I feel like they should show up, but I don't know in what capacity they would.
okay, we'll do gay, scary Batman, and we'll do a Midnighter game. Exactly the same
Yes.
with more death. It's fine. You'd be like, oh, you broke all his bones. Batman want to do that. Oh, sorry, this is Midnighter. He'll do that, and then
It's
I'll go fuck
Nighthawk.
the guy. It's fine.
Oh, they might just do fucking Nighthawk. They're having the movie come out, aren't they?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they were
DC
talking
has
about-
like 18 movies announced. I have not kept track.
That's true.
Yeah,
Like,
they
I
have
think it's
18
actually
movies
at
and
that number.
directors dropping all the time.
Yeah, let me see that.
James Wan's Aquaman. I am excited for that. So, the Aquaman game, fucking whole underwater game.
Yo, have you seen that GameCube game? Do you know about the
I think I
GameCube
do.
Aquaman game? It is
forgot
the
about
spiritual
that.
successor to Superman 64. Look it up. It's really bad.
Ooh.
But I honestly, if they could do, I mean, it'd be what, the first underwater game that's any good, and then we also have
That's
Aquaman coming out soon.
Yeah, I mean, I would say
Nice
Wonder Woman,
echo.
but no one knew Wonder Woman was going to do as well as it did. So, have you guys seen that yet? By the way,
Yes,
No, not yet.
it's really good.
I see like a movie a week. I have a problem. I like movies.
Wonder Woman's really fucking good. Also, Gal Gadot is a very talented lady, and I hope she does well for herself.
I fell in love after I saw that gif of her dancing in the Wonder Woman outfit.
Yeah, it's so good.
I was like, I am ready to follow you to any movie.
Yeah.
After that movie with Zach Galifianakis, I'm
Yeah,
not seeing that one.
she's the type of woman that can tell me to do like terrible things. Like, well, I guess I don't know, you're really pretty.
Or Chris Pine too. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he's dreamy.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that's like makes me think like, what chance do I have? Like this guy exists. Fuck.
Dude, right? I said the same thing about Clint Eastwood's fucking son.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not right.
You're not allowed to be that
I am-
talented and attractive. Fuck.
Is Scott Eastwood really that talented though? If we're going back to Scotty's, I mean,
So
handsome
fucking
for sure.
So fucking handsome.
Do you know what game? So, speaking back to the original Xbox and things we dream of, one of my dream EA title. So, a dream title I have to bring back the horror genre is a game that I played it. It scared the shit out of me so bad. I didn't play my Xbox at all for like 3 weeks. Like I didn't cut The Suffering.
Never. I don't even know what that is.
So it's a video game where you were like a convicted felon, like you had killed your family, and then basically you're going to jail, and then this police.
I've seen this.
It starts with like a police officer in front of you who gets just stabbed through the head by these like guys with
I've
sword
heard
legs,
this talked about. Yeah.
and he drags them through a vent. And I was just like, I'm done. Bye. And I did not play it forever.
That was the first
This game
Silent Hill
looks-
for me. If you guys remember the first Silent Hill,
Yep.
you walk down a staircase, and then a bunch of zombie babies walk out with giant butcher knives and kill you. I was like, well, I don't want to play this anymore, so I
Yeah.
stopped playing it.
I would say this was pretty close in ideas. Like every villain was based off of a form of execution. The main ones you saw for the longest time were slayers, which were decapitation. You eventually got these poison ones, lethal injection, all that shit. The other thing was that it was real questionable, and there was a good and bad ending of whether or not you did it. And I think basically good or bad ending decided if you did. But you also turned into a giant Dr. Jekyll-like monster in parts of the game. It was bizarre.
This
Out of
looks
nowhere.
like those Dead Space, like those. Oh man, these are creepy looking. Like knife hands and legs. Holy shit!
Yeah, if this is
It's a
2004,
Midway game, Jesus. Midway's not even around anymore.
I mean, the main character's name is Torque, which is a great main character name. I think we should really get a franchise going around this.
Torque,
Oh, dude.
Jesus. I wonder if Dave Lang was working for them. Oh man, I'm gonna look it up right now.
But yeah, this is a game that scared the shit out of me, and the fact that we now have, well, especially since Silent Hills isn't happening, but after getting Resident Evil 7, we could go back. We could finally are allowed to go back to games where we're allowed to kill the monsters chasing us, which is great.
Oh man, Insomnia, that game. I played that, and I was talking to Scott on the phone, I think, or something, and I'm just playing it like I think, oh god, I heard something, and I didn't see what it was. All I did was run into a fucking closet and turn the game off. That was it. I was just like,
Amnesia? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, that's what it was. Amnesia. It's like, oh god. I played the game for like 2 hours, didn't do shit, and I just saw something move a little bit, and like I just ran into a closet and just turned the game off. I'm like, nope, can't do this shit.
I think that's the big difference between Amnesia and a lot of like Outlast now. Amnesia, the monster once you see it is not terrifying. You're like, oh, I've seen it, I'm over it. That game is constantly tense. No matter what you're doing, you're doing a puzzle. You're like, I'm about to shit my pants. Once the monster's there, you're like, oh, it looks terrible. I'm fine. But then after you ditch the monster again, the rest of the game, you now have the threat of the monster. Which, if games could do that better, I would like to see that again. Either
that game did a lot with sound design too. You just like heard little things, which Dead Space was really good at.
Yes.
In Dead Space, if you played that game wearing headphones, it was so unnerving. Like, I had to turn the volume down. Like, I can't listen to this constantly because I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. I can't do it.
Because when the sound like the fucking music started, you knew that shit was going down, but you just didn't know when.
Well, and you just hear little random noises like in the background.
All the time.
Like, what the fuck?
But dude, the worst was like that you get outside and like this, you're outside in your spacesuit and all that shit. You can't hear a fucking thing. And that's even more terrifying because you're getting eaten alive.
See, I would like a return of AAA horror. Fear is another one.
Might help push that back into the forefront. I mean, that game sold well and it was good.
Yeah, I guess the question will be is, speaking from my games not coming list,
Fear, rape babies.
Death's yeah, that was I played all of Fear 3, all of Fear 2 and 3 multiplayer with Koichi, and they got fucking bizarre. Especially because the third game, one player plays like a psychic and doesn't get guns.
The fuck?
It is.
No, I remember that. I couldn't play it after the second one because like she raped you at the end. Of
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
And she's like, we're talking like a little fucking girl. They're like, I don't know how I feel about this.
And the other characters help them do it. They fucking lock you in there and you get raped. You're like, this just happened to me. I am a 15-year-old boy playing Fear 2, and I was just raped by a ghost.
Yeah.
I'm turned on right now.
8-year-old girl. Like, what the fuck? Maybe 10. I don't know.
Maybe Death Stranding will be that return to horror, though. I guess we know nothing about it.
That game's gonna be weird. He said it's not gonna be at E3 this year, though.
I know. So, has anyone watched BoJack?
No.
The horse show?
Yeah.
No.
Oh man. So there's this scene with this like Tarantino-like character they're making fun of, and they're slowly making a movie. And slowly the movie becomes weirder and weirder, and that no one's seeing anything about it. Eventually it comes out to be like a gift basket themed after the movie they were originally making. This is what Death Stranding reminds me of at this point, is we keep seeing these weird things. Nothing about it says game that we have seen.
Right. We thought Kojima was crazy before, and then, he had no leash, and now it's like, what are you doing? You're a madman. Because,
that first trailer was incredibly bizarre, but then we got that trailer with the soldiers with, the Mad Mikkelsen and the goop and all that shit. But once again, and then Del Toro's there. I mean,
it's so weird.
Yeah, he can't do anything in a game. Look at him. I don't, at this point, they could be like, oh, it's actually an animated web series that we're releasing over the next 2 years. I would not be surprised. I
don't even know how that game's going to play. And it has Norman Reedus in it?
Yeah.
I would imagine it's going to play like Metal Gear, because he's been making those games for 20 years. But I have no idea.
Look how mind-fucky that PT was, though. To the point where to get to the true ending, you had to get an error screen with a certain message, come back in, speak something into the voice comms after doing a
Right.
few things.
hmm
Like,
I still have that on my PS4.
what the hell is he gonna do? Like,
Yeah, I think that is one of the biggest tragedies in like gaming. The fact that that game never got made, and it won't, because that game could have probably been one of the scariest experiences like ever made.
I wouldn't be able to
Did
beat
you guys
it.
play?
That was just a
PT
fucking
either?
demo. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
It's one of the scariest things I've ever played. I've never
I-
actually finished it because I get too scared. I can't do it.
Oh, I finished. Well, I don't know if all I know is I found all these little pieces of fragments all over the place, put them all
It stops
together.
her from attacking you. Yeah.
But then there was a time I was walking around and it was like, don't turn around. Oh, yeah, like, fucking, I'm gonna turn around. What's gonna happen? Oh, then I got eaten.
Yeah.
Great.
And that's the
But, like,
mindfuckery too, because like it's telling you to do something, and if you do that thing, you get killed. But if you act like you're not hearing things, then it just keeps going on. That game could have been amazing,
Yeah.
but
But at the end, where it gets all like hell-like and oh, dude, wow.
Yeah, that game
But
could have been great.
I picked that game up. I didn't know anything about it. All I saw was it was free on the fucking.
Yeah. That E3, I went and downloaded it because I'm like, that looks fucking rad. And then I think a couple hours later, somebody's like, this is fucking Silent Hill, which we haven't had a good Silent Hill game since 2. So, yeah, it's one of the biggest tragedies in modern gaming is that we'll never get that game.
So let's hope that Death Stranding is crazier, and I don't know. It seems very, I'm wondering if, like, not quite Lovecraftian, but the fact that we have stuff that we're seeing kind of reminds.
Right. Yeah, it's Kojima. He's a crazy person that's incredibly creative, so I'm sure it'll be good. I would like to hear more about it. I'd like to know more about the concept of what it actually is. But
if it's a game.
yeah, not just a cutscene. I don't know if you played Metal Gear Solid 4, but the ending of that game is literally a 2-hour cutscene. It's fucking nuts.
I was watching Koichi play, and I was like, I don't know why people like this, because it was more, at least the one that was for the one that came out right away on the PS3. Like, it was one of the big titles fairly early on.
Mm-hmm.
It was so many cutscenes. I was just like,
yeah, it's a lot.
This was also the time that I was playing Halo 3 all the time, so I didn't have attention span to play a game that was thoughtful in any sort of way.
Right. Like, I want to go shoot stuff.
But that's still an issue. I mean, either way. I mean, at a certain point, you need more gameplay than cutscenes.
Right. Like, if I want to watch a story, I can go watch a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are on 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
shit.
So I think that's a podcast. Yeah, we will do the same thing next week and hopefully run for 4 hours.
So, do you guys have any plugs? Do you guys...
But, yeah. I have my Twitch account, which I haven't been using, but I should probably start. It's twitch.tv/ProcHoliday, and Twitter, I am at ProcHoliday. I'm probably going to make a Twitter account for the show. I'll do that after this, obviously. That's about it.
I really don't run on Twitch anymore. I could probably start setting it up. But Twitter at IRPUTZ. That's really it.
So I guess I'm probably doing things the most right now, but who knows if that'll stay consistent. Hopefully it will. So
man.
I'm at Twitch at well, not at, there's no ads on Twitch. Shit. Major Guts Free. And then I'm on Twitter at Guts Free. And I've been streaming Monday, Thursday, and Sunday around 7.
Okay. And I'm probably going to make some sort of simple website for this whole thing. I might write things on there, especially during E3. I will probably figure that out and tweet it at some point during the next week. So, yeah.
And as long as we keep this going, I can represent. I will be at BlizzCon this year.
So. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Bill and I will be at NebraskaCon, and we will probably. I want to podcast live from there because I think that would be fun. Very drunk.
I got a room. You can
Yeah,
do
we
it
have a room,
afterwards,
so-
but
Yeah,
that just sounds like a drunken fuckery.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll have Dusty come over and we'll get him real drunk.
Oh, that's. I mean, okay. Just I keep stuff in plastic bags or something.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been fun. Next week we'll do the same thing. All right.
Sure.
Cool.
See ya.
Later.
Later.